starting lineup for your Nashua Silver Knights, brought to you by The Takeover. Leading off for the Silver Knights from Keene State College, the center fielder number 6. We ask that you all please rise and direct your attention to the American flag located in left field for the singing of our national anthem. Singing the anthem today is the world record holder for the most national anthems in 1 year with 500 performances. Please welcome from Nashua, New Hampshire, Al St. Louis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Historic Holman Stadium for tonight's Nashua Silver Knights game, hosting the Vermont Lake Monsters. Hello, I'm John Collins, along with Tom King, as we get ready for some baseball on a hot, sultry, sunny, breezy Thursday evening here at the Historic Ball Yard.
Yeah, it's been I was here last night, John Collins, and it was nice outside. It really was. I mean, the breeze, and I think a lot of it is due from leftover from Burl, the storm. I think that breeze has really it made it comfortable here last night. I know that, and it's probably going to feel the same way out there. Doesn't feel as comfortable in the press box, but I think when you go out on the concourse and when you're around the stands and around the field, that breeze really does have a little bit of an impact and comfort feeling.
Looks like a hitter's wind when I'm looking out at the flag.
It looks that way, and I'll tell you what, last night this team just put on a performance that was probably their best of the season in terms of offense. Owen Carey from Londonderry, who is bound for Rutgers. He just graduated from Londonderry High School, plays first base. He's playing right field tonight. John, he put a ball into the next field beyond the stadium. There was a home run in the first inning, a 2-run shot, set the tone for the night. He had 5 RBIs on the night. And this is a Nashua Silver Knights team that is now, I think when I left here last Saturday night, I said, nah, this isn't going to happen. This team is not playing well. And they were 15-21. Well, now they're 18-21, and they've got 4 in a row with Vermont. If they can split with Vermont, or at least even take 3 out of 4, because they need, every time they get within 2 or 3 games of 500, they take those 2 steps forward, John Collins, and they take those 3 steps back. They need to stop the back steps and need to start winning some ball games, get on a 4, 5, 6 game winning streak.
Well, they hope to start that Vermont sweep, perhaps 3 out of 4, perhaps with Vinny Civitella on the mound tonight, Tom.
Yeah, and Civitella,
a live arm lefty.
Yeah, live arm lefty. I'll tell you how we found out he was coming here. We got a call from Cam Cook. He was on his way to Yankee Stadium with his dad.
Really?
Yes. Yep. To go watch a game. He's from the Jersey area, New Jersey, metropolitan New York, New Jersey area, and he's just. He's pitched well enough to lose, John. He's had good innings. And there's always just that one hit he gives up that seems to put his team behind the 8 ball, because he's pitched pretty well. So we'll see how he does tonight.
6 feet, 195 pounds, out of Pace University. Throws ball 1 to the leadoff hitter for the Vermont Lake Monsters, Tyler Favoretto, one of those rare first basemen who can lead off. Lefty on lefty matchup here. And that's right down Broadway from Vinny Civitella. Pops the mitt.
Vinny says, I want to set Nashua defensively. Civitella, of course, Civitella is the pitcher. Behind the plate, he's throwing to Will Fosberg, the catcher. And there's a strike.
Nice front door curve.
The infield, Shane McNamara from Londonderry rejoined the team a few days ago. He played here last year. Didn't look like he was going to go on to bigger and better things, but he did not play this spring because of a transfer rule. And he's at third base, and I'm kind of surprised because I've never seen him at third base before.
Literally a big add to this team.
Yeah, A.J. Ascertino is the shortstop, and at second base is Ben Tulo. And the first baseman, River Hart. I've never seen River Hart at first base. So Nashua's own River Hart at first base. So that's a little bit of a surprise. Aiden Zorn is in left field. In center field, Tommy Ehlers. And Owen Carey is in right.
6 o'clock start, so some shadows to start as well over the home plate area. Swung and missed at that slow breaking ball. Might even have been a Ephus-like change up there from Civitella. Had the batter way ahead, and a first strikeout of the game.
Yeah, and that's what I see. Civitella, if he can get past the first 2 innings, is usually pretty good. This is when they usually, the first couple innings is when he has trouble.
Favoretto goes down swinging, and here's Dylan Pacheco, the center fielder.
And they are closing that right field gate. They're just doing it just now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Triples alley out there is wide open at the moment.
It's wide open. They ought to call time. Get that thing closed. But
Dylan Pacheco would love to exploit that opening right now if he could.
Well,
easier said than done.
Somebody did last night. Let me look at my scorebook and see who did it last night.
All latched up out there now. 1-1 is the count to Pacheco.
Ruggiero did it. He's not in the
Really?
lineup tonight. He tripled in that corner. The triple alley created by, can you tell me that, John Collins?
You told me it 100 times. The former owner.
Yeah, well, not the former owner of this team, but.
He owned 2 teams, right? Chris.
All right. The former National Pride owner, Chris English, who is currently the owner of the team that's here tonight, the Vermont Lake Monsters.
Still in the game.
Yep.
Now in the FCBL.
He had owned Brockton. He owned both for 1 year.
Chris
and
English.
Then he sold off Brockton.
Very high to right field. It's going to be playable for Owen Carey. 2 steps to his right. That got up above the sunshine, I think.
Yeah, Carey, boy, I'll tell you what, though. He is having a great season for this team. He is a catalyst. If he has a good game, usually they have a good game.
2 up, 2 down in the Vermont first half inning. And here is Mark Quattrani, the catcher for the Lake Monsters, getting to hit in the top of the order. So he doesn't have to mess with the catcher's equipment. If you're a catcher and you're batting cleanup, you probably have to put the shin guards on a lot of the time, but that saves him the trouble, knowing he's going to get up. with nobody on as he faces Civitella, and first pitch swings, fouls it off to the right.
Vermont has won 18 games, the same as Nashua. But they have played 4 fewer games, so they're 18 and 17. So Nashua 4 games behind Vermont in the loss column. Nashua, as you said, John Collins, has played the most games of anyone.
39 so far.
That's because those trips to Pittsfield were scheduled later in the season, so they'll have some days off.
Hit hard foul. I thought you were going to tell me it was because of the dome that comes out from behind the press box and extends to center field.
Yep.
39 games.
Well, I'll tell you what. They haven't had a rain out here this year.
Oh, now who's talking about jinxes now?
Well, they don't have a game here until next Thursday.
That's true.
Which could be rained out if we're looking at the forecast.
Cue shot. So he's bracketing the infield is Quattrani. Foul to the left, foul to the right, and probably aiming the next one up the middle. Silver Knights play Quattrani straight away at all positions. The biggest gap in the infield is
up the middle.
Up the middle, you're right. Past the mound, if you can get it past Civitella, who delivers the 0-2 to center on a line and caught by Ehlers.
Yeah, he had a little trouble picking up a little bit, but he gets it. So
3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, nothing across. That's a rarity for the Silver Knights in the first inning. Usually it takes a little while.
And you were talking about Civitella. That's a rarity for him too, right? So
yeah, getting by the first. Yep, no doubt about it. He was the opening night pitcher. He pitched here on opening night. Got the assignment.
Hey, it's the first time I get to talk to you at Holman Stadium since thrice is nice for Ben Rice, huh?
Yes, how about that? Ben Rice, who is a former Worcester Braveheart, who played in 2019 and 2020 with Worcester and played here against Nashua times. But I kind of knew after the 14-run uprising that the Yankees had that day that they would not score again for the rest of the weekend.
That is a conundrum.
That's always happens with them, always. If they have a great offensive game, they do not repeat it. But Ben Rice, it looks like he's there to stay.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Is he going to Wally Pip Rizzo?
Well, Rizzo wasn't playing that well to begin with.
No.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're both left-handed hitters.
Yeah,
so,
first baseman, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
History repeats itself.
Yeah.
But the stage doesn't get any bigger than that. Yankee Stadium against the Red Sox in the major leagues. The FCBL takes a bow in the person of Ben Rice.
Yeah, how about that, huh? I know it. No, that's a big thing for this league to have that. Now, you know what? I would have said, okay, he played in 2020. Well, all the D1 prospects played in 2020. Because the FCBL was the only league in town.
Yeah.
There was no Cape. There was no NECBL.
Yeah.
But he also played in 2019. So that tells me something.
He did. He stayed.
Right. So, no, he stayed in 2020, but he started in 2019.
Yeah.
So that was good for him.
Yeah, it was. And now you'd like to be his agent.
I love it. Yeah, well, we'll see. He's a rookie.
That's true, you know.
He's a rookie.
Can't put him in the Hall of Fame just yet.
No, remember, the Yankees have been littered with those players that have shown a lot in the first 3 or 4 weeks and then done nothing. I'll tell you one Red Sox player.
Sam Horn?
No. Well, that's true, but we saw Horn here.
Yeah,
and
I know. I wouldn't say it with Sam Horn in the building.
By the way, while we talk about Sam Horn, mention that, I want to mention condolences to the family of Jimmy Hurst.
Jimmy Hurst.
Who played here in 2001 and then played in Newark in 2002. He played with the National Pride in 2001, in Newark in 2002, John Collins, and he was the only Triple Crown winner in the Atlantic League that is still going on.
Wow.
And died at age 52 a week ago, just last Saturday.
Sad, and I know
very sad.
Glenn Murray was one of the teammates that was mourning his passing
the
most. Now Nashua resident Glenn Murray, the all-time Atlantic League home run leader, who was his teammate on the Pride.
Those guys were tight.
They were tight.
They were tight, you know, and
played in the minors together.
And Hurst came back here in 2005 and played and was very effective then too.
Bounded off the plate by Ehlers. The throw by the pitcher is going to nip him just in time.
Ehlers has got speed.
Yeah, good play Off the mound,
Yep.
Wyatt Cameron, the starting pitcher, the right-hander for the Lake Monsters.
Yeah, it's a big player. You wonder, well, as soon as the pitcher fields the ball, John Collins, where is it going to end up, right?
Yes.
So,
A lot of pitchers have
Yep.
trouble doing just what he did there.
but I was telling you, the Red Sox player that I remember the most, and I believe he's deceased, but I'm not sure, that had a dramatic dramatic September rookie season.
Dahlbach?
And then and then
Oh, the dog. What's that on the field? I thought it was a pet.
no, and then no,
It's
it's a piece of
Yeah, it's just a-
foil or something.
Yeah, bag
But
or
then
something.
but then was traded. He never amounted to anything. Ted Cox, remember Ted Cox?
Oh, vaguely.
1977
Came out like a house of fire?
in September. You couldn't get him out.
Wow. That's a strike over the outer edge. Good pitch there by Wyatt Cameron. Shane McNamara getting an at-bat here in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game. One out, nobody on. Facing Wyatt Cameron. Topped off the plate, it looked like again. A high bouncer to Jesse McCullough, the second baseman, makes the play. Over the first baseman, Tyler Favretto. 2 up, 2 down on choppers off the dish. And here's Nader Walkner try to get it out of the infield perhaps. DH duty today for the Southern New Hampshire right-handed batter. It is Nader Walkner, not Nate. Breaking ball misses low and away. Vermont Lake Monsters coming in here just ahead of the Silver Knights in the standings. 18 and 17. Both teams have 18 wins, but the the Silver Knights actually
I
have.
knew I'd get you going.
You
on
got
that.
me going, talking about
Yeah.
Jimmy, and 4 more losses to the Silver Knights. They could right that ship in this 4-game stretch they're playing against each other.
They won here, and they go to Vermont for 3. And I would imagine, I'm going to check with Cam Cook, but I would imagine that they must be staying overnight, at least one of those
Yeah.
nights, right? That's a lot of driving.
The 1-2 fires it inside.
They
2
got-
balls and 2
They
strikes.
got Monday off, so, but I don't know if they'd go up there for 2 straight nights. Maybe they'd go up for and come back and then go up for 1. Stay
Well,
overnight for
Walker's
1.
definitely set up for a breaking ball away here, Tom. But he's firing on the
Yeah,
outside
and
corner.
he-
He froze him with the fastball.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you can't take that pitch. Nader Walkner does that, John. He does not have the sense sometimes to foul a lot of pitches off. That's what I see.
He needs to watch video of Wade Boggs.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
But
that.
you can't take that pitch.
No.
I don't care if you're expecting a curveball or setting up for wherever. You see that pitch coming in, foul it off, swing, do something with it.
Yeah, I tell you as a longtime ball player in that situation with 2 strikes, what I do just before the release of the pitch is I superimpose in my mind the strike zone on like a 3D image in front of the plate, so to
Yep.
speak. And as the ball is released, if I sense that the ball is going to hit that frame or be inside it, I'm in swing mode.
Yeah,
And you got to decide that in the first 20
Right.
to 30 feet.
exactly. No doubt about it. All right, John Collins, I'm going to go down on the field for a couple innings, and I'll tell you how much that breeze is impacting, is making me feel better, so we'll see. So
Thank
I'll
you,
be
Tom
back
King.
up.
Hurry back. It is actually beautiful night to sit in the stands here at Holman Stadium because you are out of the direct sunlight. It is super comfortable for short sleeves and shorts, and to take in the sound of the crack of the bat at the House of Baseball worship here that is Holman Stadium. Mid-season form. Field looks great, perfectly lined, and we watch Vinny Civitella warm up before the start of the second inning. The Vermont Lake Monsters. You saw starting off the game Tyler Favretto, the first baseman, followed by Dylan Pacheco, the second hitter. Mark Quattroni. They went down in order with a strikeout, flyout, and lineout. Now, here in the second inning, it'll be the DH, Joey Gale, leading off, to be followed by Xander Teeter and Owen McKiernan. The 4, 5, 6 hitters due up. And then down the bottom of the lineup will be Jesse McCullough at second base, Dante Pawsey hitting 8th, then Jacob Miller rounding out the bottom of the order. Joey Gale handling DH duties today for the Vermont Lake Monsters. Joey is from St. Joseph's University, and he takes a ball inside from Vinny Civitella, who's featuring the fastball and a slow breaking ball, changeup, and also a slider that seems to have some good bite downward and into a right-handed batter. That's a fastball that misses low. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second inning. We're scoreless. Silver Knights playing here at home against the Vermont Lake Monsters. The notes say this is the latest in the season that Vermont's made its trip to Nashua here in mid-July. 3 balls and no strikes, so Civitella's got to try to work his way all the way back here. That's right down the middle. 3-1. Let's see if Gale gives himself the green light or decides to take one in a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, that's right in there. I don't know what that one step toward first was for, because that looked like a strike all the way. Full count to Joey Gale. Civitella trying to fill up the zone after falling behind the hitter. 3-0. That's a great breaking ball on 3-2. That's a bold pitch choice by Civitella, and he executes it perfectly. Definitely had Gale out in front. That is just saying to the hitter, I have command of all my pitches, and I'll throw it in what most of the time you think of as a fastball count, 3-2, but if you know you can control it, great surprise to throw that slow breaker on the full count. So second strikeout of the game for Civitella. And here's Xander Teeter, the shortstop for the Lake Monsters, takes strike 1. A lefty versus lefty matchup here. Xander Teeter from Babson. And we do know of Xander Bogaerts, that spells his name with an X, the X-Man, traded from the Red Sox to the Padres. That is some high, hard gas right there from Civitella, and unable to catch up is Teeter. Teeter spells Xander with a Z. Z-A-N-D-E-R, or his parents did, I should say. The 0-2 pitch. There's that slow curve that Civitella likes to use it as his out pitch with 2 strikes on the hitter, something that maybe the batters in the on-deck circle will take note of. As much as it's a bold choice to throw in a 3-2 count, that slow curve, it's also a bold choice to sit back and wait for it with 2 strikes on you, and that's what Teeter needed to do there, and he couldn't. It was a slow breaker that started out right at him, and it broke over the middle of the plate, and it froze the Lake Monsters shortstop for strikeout number 3. Vinny Civitella, impressive so far through the first 5 batters, retiring them in order. 2 outs, no on, and Owen McKiernan, the right fielder for Vermont, will bat for the first time tonight. Pitch. Scooping that one out of the dirt, Will Fosberg. 1-0 is the count. McKiernan plays his ball at Tufts University. The 1-0 pitch is on the way. Thought about pulling the trigger, but instead he took a strike over the inside corner. Great location again from Vinny Civitella. McKiernan probably thought that he would have got jammed on that. Slow curve, sizzled. This is McNamara to his backhand and throws an absolute seed across the diamond in time to get the hustling McKiernan for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down in the second inning. Vinny Civitella looking good through the first 2 frames as we go to the bottom of the second inning, and the Silver Knights coming up to bat for the second time this evening. They will send up the 4, 5, 6 hitters as well. Silver Knights started off the lineup with Tommy Ehlers in center field and Shane McNamara at third base. Both those batters hit choppers off of the plate and were thrown out in the infield. And then Nate Wachter got caught looking to end the inning. Nate Wachter, the DH, batting third tonight. So here in the fourth, fifth, and sixth slots in the order, due up here in the bottom of the second inning, Owen Carey, the right fielder, Aiden Zorn, the left fielder, Will Fosberg catching, and then we get to the 7, 8, 9 part of the order. River Hart, home run threat, leading the league with 6 dingers so far on the season. A.J. Ashatino, the shortstop, and then in the 9 spot, Ben Tulo, the Silver Knights' second baseman. Vermont Lake Monsters losing their manager to cancer in April after a 15-month battle with glioblastoma. Peter Wilkes, sad story, but just one of those health conditions that is just it just dooms you. It's gotten too many people, and it got Peter Wilkes after a 15-month battle, and after he passed, the Futures League was proud to announce the creation of the Peter Wilk Award, a new award named in Peter's honor. The beloved Lake Monster manager who built a winning ball club there over 3 seasons. There's a fastball right in there for strike 1 to Owen Carey. The Peter Wilkes Award will be given out to a persevering individual who's overcome injury, illness, or personal tragedy to make an impact for their team on or off the field, as that is exactly what Wilk did after being diagnosed with glioblastoma, a form of brain cancer, in February of 2023. So great move by the FCBL to establish the Pete Wilk Award, and it'll be a very interesting choice to see who is presented with this new award in honor of Peter Wilk in 2024 for the first time ever. Taking a peek out into right field, you can see Owen McKiernan is going to have a heck of a time with the sun if one's hit toward him, but instead it goes on a high hop to Jeff McCullough, who makes the play over to first base to retire Owen Carey. So 3 infield outs induced by Wyatt Cameron, finding the bottom of some bats. Nice round hoppers to the infielders, including back to Cameron himself, who made a nice play to begin things in the bottom of the first inning. He got Ehlers on a swinging bunt in front of the plate. First time up now for Aiden Zorn. Takes strike 1. Left fielder out of Penn State, facing the right-hander Wyatt Cameron. Foul straight back. Cameron's throwing straight gas at this point. He's got a good fastball. Oh, and 2. Let's see if he wastes a pitch or comes with more heat in the zone. He did, and forced to foul it off was Zorn. This is the opposite of pitching around a batter. It's coming right after him, even with 2 strikes. See what happens here on 0-2 again. Curveball low, and definitely the right idea by Cameron. It was over the middle of the plate, but clearly down after the break. The 1-2 pitch. Does he go back to the heat? No, it's another breaking ball and a carbon copy of the other one. It's a 2-2 count now. It would be quite a surprise if he tripled up on that breaking ball after not getting it over. Zorn is definitely looking for the number 1 here. Grounded past the mound on 3 hops. McCullough plays it quickly over to first. 2 up, 2 down on ground outs to second. Wyatt Cameron for the Lake Monsters and Vinny Civitella for Nashua. Very impressive through their first 5 hitters. Both make it 6 hitters for Civitella. who retired the first 6 in a row. Trying to do the exact same thing is Cameron. We'll have to get Will Fosberg, the catcher, batting with 2 out, nobody on. Swings through that one for strike 1. Will Fosberg, a catcher out of Northeastern University. 0-1 pitch on the way. That's high and outside. Anytime I hear catcher from Northeastern University, it brings back a very powerful memory for me. Dave Coleman, Northeastern Baseball Hall of Fame, Northeastern catcher for 4 seasons, drafted by the Baltimore Orioles back in the early 1960s. Ripped high and deep to right. Is it fair or is it foul? It is a foul ball, according to the umpire. Another one of those shots that climbs way over the foul pole. They're not that very high vertically here at Holman Stadium at all. And no argument, though, from the Lake Monsters. Just, I mean, the Silver Knights, as that one was just crushed by Fosberg, but he just couldn't keep it fair. 1-2 the count. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So 6 up and 6 down for both teams through the first 2 innings. And we go to inning number 3 with no score here at Holman on a Thursday, July 11. I'm beginning to think it's me. I did the July 4th game, 9 innings, no runs. 2 innings so far tonight, no runs. And I hear they scored 12 last night. They were just crushing the ball. So we'll see what happens as the game progresses. The Silver Knights will be having River Hart lead off in the 3rd inning when we get there. Now Vinny Civitella trying to continue to take care of business as he will face the bottom 3rd of the order of the Vermont Lake Monsters. Jesse McCullough, who's been busy at second base so far. Dante Pazzi and Jacob Miller do up, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Vermont. To finish about Dave Coleman, who was my high school baseball coach at Boston Latin and was the high school baseball coach and hockey coach there for, I believe, 3 decades. He did not have the benefit of the Rule 5 draft. That's where if you languish in the minor leagues for a certain ball club after 5 years, another team can just pluck you. They didn't have that back in the 60s, and he was stuck behind Elrod Hendricks and Andy Etchebarren, 2 names that Baltimore Oriole fans know well, a great catcher tandem in the late 60s, early 70s that helped them win World Series along with Boog Powell and Brooks Robinson and Earl Weaver and all that crew. So it was very many times when I felt like Dave Coleman was taking out the lack of a Rule 5 draft on myself and my fellow Wolfpack team members with those fungos. I mean, who hits fungos from the mound at top speed at the shortstop? I mean, that's just anger. And it makes me want to lap around Cleveland Circle if I miss a ground ball just like that. Nice play, A.J. Ashatino. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning as both pitchers putting on a clinic at this point with strikeouts and groundouts. How about that play to end last inning by Shane McCullough at third base? That was a sizzling grounder that could have easily been a double down the line inside the bag to his backhand, and he threw a ball about 90 miles an hour across the diamond on a clothesline to River Hart for the 3rd out of the inning. So Jesse McCullough is out on a grounder to shortstop, and Dante Pazzi, the 3rd baseman, batting for the first time tonight in the 8th spot, 3rd baseman for Vermont. Open stance right side. He's got a 1-1 count with 1 out and nobody on here in the 3rd inning. Scoreless game. Ground ball slowly hit to the shortstop. Charging is Ashatino, throws it perfectly on the run for out number 2. So seeing a lot of mirror images in this game so far. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed pitcher, strikeouts, groundouts to the middle infield. In Wyatt Cameron's case, last half inning was 2 groundouts to the second baseman. Here in the bottom of the top of the third inning, it is 2 groundouts to the shortstop to begin things. And here's the 9-hitter. Jacob Miller looks at a strike. 2 out, no on, an 0-1 count to the Vermont left fielder. Batting for the first time here in the top of the third. Breaking ball low. 1-1. Will Fosberg will hand the ball to the home plate umpire, who wipes the smudge off and puts it back in the sack. There's difference right there from the FCBL, and I don't blame him. Just put that ball back in play. There's really nothing wrong with it, just a dirt smudge. Major leagues, they'd throw it to a fan. That'd be done for its career. Mississippi mud and all. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vinny Civitella trying to retire 9 in a row is a strike away from doing just that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. To the 9-hitter, Jacob Miller. The 2-2 pitch. Where did that miss? Talk about freezing the hitter. That one froze the umpire. Really don't know how that missed. And you can see by body language from your pitcher, he thought the same. The count's full, 3-2, grounded hard. Foul ball, very close to going over a corner of the bag. That would have been a rough way to get treated after thinking you struck the batter out to surrender the game's first hit on 3-2. Another bold choice by Civitella, going with the breaking ball on 3-2. Does he double up on it? Or come with the fastball again? That's high. A game's first base runner by way of the walk. Didn't have to be. As Dennis Eckersley would often say in the booth. Could have been an inning-ending strikeout. So, up for the second time in this one now, Tyler Favretto, the first baseman who struck out swinging to lead off the ball game. Pitches low and away in the dirt. Good block by Fosberg, who's got to worry about a base runner possibly taken off for the first time tonight. We'll check the lead that Miller dares to take with the left-hander on the mound. That's a curveball that finds the outside corner. Great execution on that pitch by Civitella. 1-1 is the count. To Tyler Favretto. Good block by Fosberg. 2 balls and 1 strike. Perfect wedge of sunshine on the mound now as the shadows from the press box form a V in front of Vinny Civitella. Just about where his landing foot is as he lets it go. Favretto takes one high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Still looking for the game's first hit and the game's first run. Favretto would love to drive one here in this hitter's count. Bring that runner all the way around from first. Takes ball 4 just off the plate outside. So that call, you might call it a missed call, causing complications here in this inning for Vinny Civitella. He thought he was out of the inning and proceeded to walk the next 2 batters, or including the batter he thought he had struck out. So to the 2-hitter, Dylan Pacheco, who flied out high to right field his first time up. He'll be followed by Mark Quattrani if the inning extends. Quattrani hit the game's hardest ball so far, a line out to the center fielder. Actually, the game's hardest ball was a foul home run by the Silver Knights catcher, Will Fosberg. 1-1 is the count. Looking for that out pitch is Vinny Civitella. Looking to drive home some runs is Dylan Pacheco. Hits it to center, but it turns into a routine flyout for Tommy Ehlers, who gauged it well all the way. So 5 up and 3 down, 2 runners left on for the Vermont Lake Monsters, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning in a 0-0 game. In the summer of soccer, that's what we have, a 0-0, 0-0. I've enjoyed watching the Euro Cup and the Copa America. Did not enjoy watching the U.S. men's team get trounced and bounced in the group stage. Hopefully they can come up with a better effort next time around. Meanwhile, England is still in the race, and they will be taking on Spain in the Euro final. I think it's a 1 o'clock start on Sunday. And then Copa America, Argentina versus Colombia at night. So that'll be interesting to see those 2 games. We got baseball continuing with the resurgent Red Sox. The Silver Knights right here, the best take in town. Best prices you can get to see live baseball for sure here at Historic Holman Stadium. And the Silver Knights have been playing very well suddenly, having won 3 in a row, trying to make it 4 in a row at the expense of the Lake Monsters. However, they will have to find a way to solve this starting pitcher. The right-hander Wyatt Cameron came out dealing so far through the first couple of innings, retiring the first 6 in order. Not really a sniff of a ball in play for a base hit from the Silver Knights so far. Here's River Hart to be followed by A.J. Ashatino and Ben Tullo. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Nashua, as Kyle Jackson, the head coach of the Silver Knights, takes his familiar post at third base coach and head coach Kyle Jackson. Matt Fincher, the Vermont head coach, taking over for the late Peter Wilk. Officially this season, he was a active interim coach in 2023 as Peter battled that cancer that eventually took his life, and so he's been doing a good job as well. Matt Fincher, the head coach of Vermont. 0-2 quickly on River Hart. Not offering at these pitches from Cameron, who didn't waste a pitch on 0-2 last inning. Let's see if he comes at him again. He fires it just off the plate, but a good take by River. 1-2 is the count. Looking for the first base runner of the night for the Silver Knights. River Hart leading off here in the 3rd. Emergency hack on a breaking ball down near his feet. Actually fouled it off his foot, it appears. 1 ball and 2 strikes. After this week's 4-game stretch between the Silver Knights and the Lake Monsters, these two won't meet again until August 3rd and 4th. The pitch very high to center and fairly deep. Backing up and waiting a long time for that one to come down, Tommy Ehlers, as River Hart gives it a ride up the Canopy Lake coaster, but it comes down in the glove of Dylan Pacheco. The center fielder makes the catch for out number 1. Allowed out number 1, but still no base runners for the Silver Knights. A.J. Ashatino of Northeastern, the shortstop, looking to find a hole in this defense. That's up and away. It's a great pitch to sit on fastball here and try to get that barrel out. Is making no secret of what he's doing on these behind in the count. That's a good hack, but look out. That was on the outside edge. No mistake there by Wyatt Cameron. He didn't give him a cookie, although Ashatino was sitting fastball. That was a hard one to square up on the outer edge. 1-1 is the count. The pitch. That over-the-top delivery, good live fastball there from Wyatt Cameron, but that missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. All zeros up on the scoreboard. It looks like almost like a malfunctioning scoreboard, but it is accurate. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2. Just not able to solve one Wyatt Cameron so far. These Silver Knights hitters having a very tough time against Vermont's right-handed starter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Ashatino, fouled off to the left. A lot of foul territory to make a play here at Holman, but not on that occasion. That was well out of play. Off of the inflatable in the kid zone down there. A.J. Ashatino awaiting the 2-2 pitch again. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That might have had a tail on it. It was clearly outside the zone. And A.J. could not lay off. Strikeout number 3 for Wyatt Cameron. He's got 1 in each inning now, mixed in with flyouts and groundouts. Trying to do what Vinny Civitella came within an inch or 2 of doing, which is get the first 9 batters in order. Civitella thought he had strike 3 on the 9-hitter, was starting to walk off the mound. The umpire gave him the bad news, outside ball 3, and he walked the next 2. So let's see if Wyatt Cameron can get the 9-hitter here and make it 9 in a row to begin the ball game. Ben Tulo is ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Cameron kind of overthrew that last fastball. The pitch, that's overthrown too. It's up and in, and well, that's that 9-hitter that's elusive. Trying to go through the entire batting order and get everybody out and keep all zeros up on the board out there. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-0 pitch is on the way to Ben Tulo. Taken all the way, looks at a strike. Can Cameron throw 2 more? I would bet a lot this will be another fastball. Strike 2. Not a 3-1 cookie either. That one is a pitcher's pitch, outside corner at the knees. Wyatt Cameron is dealing. Silver Knights looking for a base runner here with 2 out. Big curve misses, and interesting pitch choice there. Costs him a walk. As Wyatt Cameron's got a great fastball working, not really much success from the Silver Knights hitters so far, making square contact, and he went away from that on 3-2 and walked the 9-hitter. Easy take for Ben Tulo. So mirror images again. 8 batters up, 8 batters down, and the 9-hitter walks for both teams. Healthy lead at first base for Ben Tulo. Will he first pitch steal? Not this time. That's a strike at the top of the zone to Tommy Ehlers, who grounded back to the pitcher. Good play by Wyatt Cameron to get off the mound and nip the hustling Ehlers by half a step. That was the closest the Silver Knights came to a base hit between the lines. 0-2 is the count quickly on the Silver Knights leadoff hitter. Not wasting any time in between pitches either is Wyatt Cameron. The 0-2's on the way. Emergency hack on the upper outer fastball, and I think that was a good spoil there by Ehlers. That might have been called strike 3 had he taken it. Still 0-2. throwing competitive. That's a big lead over at first base. And they're going to try to get him, and diving back in safely is Mark Quattroni. That's a lead that Dave Roberts would be proud of. Way off the base. Big chunk of that outer cropping and doesn't go. Ground ball. Must be out of respect for Mark Quattroni, the catcher for Vermont. He is out of Cornell. And maybe he's got a great arm and they don't want to test it here, but it'd be nice to get in scoring position. Meanwhile, 0-2 count on Tommy Ehlers, and it's a ball outside. Good take. 1-2. Tommy Ehlers from Keene State playing. Throw to first, gets away, and it's almost bounced over the fence. That did hit the glove of the first baseman, but it is our first error, the first non-zero on the board tonight. It goes as first error of the game in the Lake Monsters E column, and puts a runner in scoring position in the person of Ben Tulo. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Tommy Ehlers. Checks his swing. They say he did go. That was really close, but not getting the benefit of the call was Ehlers, who goes down by way of the K, leaving a man in scoring position. So we go to the 4th inning in a 0-0 game still here at Historic Holman Stadium. John Collins along with Tom King. Our camera crew, Dylan Smith and Tim O'Neill, handling the lens at Historic Holman Stadium. Pete Johnson, our executive producer. And I think Dan Young's operating on this game tonight, too, back in the studio. Fine work, as always, by this crew. Well, we need some runs. I have witnessed now 12 innings of baseball with no runs. They tell me it's possible. I have seen, that was so close to being a home run by Will Fosberg down the right field line. 311 to that right field pole. It's a nice little poke if you can get it. I think it's 307 maybe to the left field line. Look at the bricks out there. Saw a trivia question on line yesterday. Named the 9 sluggers that have hit at least 600 home runs. Let's see if I can remember now. It was Ruth Bonds, Pujols, Jim Thome was in there, Ken Griffey was in there, A-Rod, and I'm petering out, I think, at 5 or 6 already. I'm surprised how many Pujols hit. I didn't realize he got way up over 600. Okay, so we go to the, no home runs hitting this one yet. We go to the 4th inning, a healthy hack there, and the first pitch he sees. Strike 1 is fouling it off. Mark Quattroni. There's a strike on the inside corner. The catcher for the Lake Monsters down on the count 0-2 quickly. So Vinny Civitella, very impressive through the first few innings here, trying to keep it going on into the 4th inning. Foul tip. Cutrani stays alive. Still 0-2. A lot of shadows now over the mound, and holding that one, Fosberg framed it, and again, Civitella feels like he got robbed of strike 3 called. And I can't say he was wrong, especially when you look at the angle of the left-handed thrower to where that ball ended up. That curveball misses outside. So a couple times to the 9-hitter who walked, and now here to the 3-hitter, Quattrani, it seems to rattle Civitella a little bit when he gets what he believes is an obvious call go against him. Carving that one out inside jam job was Quattrani, so it's still 2 strikes, but 2 balls and 2 strikes. As our home plate umpire gets a fresh batch of baseballs, and we'll clean off home plate. Vinny Civitella looking for a way to retire the leadoff batter here in the top of the 4th inning. He has faced 2 batters over the minimum. Pitch. Strike 3 called. Quattrani took 1 too many of that type of pitch. Fastball over the inner sliver, and he will take a seat. 1 up, 1 down. That is 1, 2, 3 strikeouts for Civitella. Breaking ball misses up. 1 ball and no strikes to Joey Gale, one of the 4 strikeout victims of Vinny Civitella. He struck out 2 in the 2nd inning. What an impressive outing this would be right now if he had gotten that call earlier. There's a ground ball toward the middle to his right. Going to be a tough out at first. Safe. Just a little bit slow on the throw getting to the bag. It's going to be an infield single. The game's first hit is right there for Joey Gale. He beats out a ground ball up the middle that Ben Tulo couldn't quite corral and get rid of in time to nip the base runner on a tough play. Went down on his knee there to his right. Might have even been battling the sun a little bit on that high bouncer where he ended up and where the ball ended up. He was kind of below the hop and looking up a little bit. That might have affected him, but he did glove it and got rid of it, but throw floated just a bit. River Hart with the nice upward stretch. Clearly the safe call was the right one. Bunting sacrificing, only plays to first. Civitella gets Xander Teeter, who successfully sacrifices, but that's 2 outs now. That is really old school baseball when you sacrifice with already 1 out in the books. Now it's 2 out, and here's Owen McKiernan, who grounded out to the 3rd baseman. Actually hit about 100-mile-an-hour ground out that was snagged by Shane McNamara just inside the bag to rob him of a double his last time up. The pitch, that's a fastball at the top of the zone, and gets a quizzical look from McKiernan, who thought that was high. 0-1 is the count to the Vermont right fielder. Joey Gale, big lead off a second. Look out, that's in the stands with some pace. 2 strikes on the hitter. So a strike away from getting out of the inning and kind of making that sacrifice a waste. Vinny Civitella. McKiernan's got other ideas, trying to drive home the game's first run. That one's high. Coming out of his crouch to snag it was Will Fosberg. These 3 spots in the order, 6, 7, 8, all ground outs in the infield. Last time up. Only the 2nd time through the order here in the 4th inning for Vermont. That's a high fastball, so kind of falling off the mound, losing form a little bit there was Civitella. It's got to be well up over 50, maybe over 60 pitches by now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Owen McKiernan. Pitch. Slow curve has him out in front. He hits a high fly to center field, and Ehlers just cruising in under it for an easy catch for out number 3. So Vinny Civitella, through 4 innings of great work, has thrown a 0 up on the scoreboard in the runs column and 0 in all the line score too through 4 innings. Let's see if Vinny comes out and continues to work into the 5th inning. But right now, Silver Knights bats need to find a way to get going, get their game's first hit off of Wyatt Cameron, who's making some noise in the no-hit category so far tonight. Due up for the Silver Knights, 2-3-4, Shane McNamara, Nader Wachter, and Owen Carey. As the tug of war goes awry. Oh, and then the deck gets stacked against the big guys on the left. Surprise tug of war attack. Silver Knights have quite the array of different colored uniforms. They got the red, they got red, white, and blue, they got whites, they got, I think, the dark black tops as they've had in the past. Very creative uniform choices. Wyatt Cameron's throwing the ball as hard in warm-ups as he does in the game, which I guess is for accuracy's sake, but it's always amusing to me when you see up on the scoreboard how many pitches has the pitcher thrown, as if he didn't throw any warm-up tosses in between each inning. Pitcher that has 90 pitches, let's say, to his credit, thrown in a game, has actually thrown about 190 if you count all the warming up in the bullpen in between innings. And that pitch right there, the last warm-up toss from Wyatt Cameron, he threw that as hard as anything he's thrown tonight. Misses with his first pitch, though, here in the bottom of the 4th inning to Shane McNamara, who is a threat. Maybe the Silver Knights' best player last year has rejoined the team, the third baseman, looking for a 1-0 pitch he can drive. He hits it very high, very deep to center field, going back to the wall. It's gone! Shane McNamara with a very loud first hit of the game. A home run makes it 1-0 for the Silver Knights here at Holman. Great power from Shane McNamara. That ball just kept carrying. And an athletic celebration in front of the first base dugout. That was goosebumps territory, as from nothing something, looking for that 1-0 fastball, and he did not miss. He got barreled to the ball, and it was good wood as it took advantage of the breeze going out that way. And all Dylan Pacheco, the Vermont center fielder, could do was drift and watch it leave. 1-0 for the Silver Knights via the long ball. Here's Nader Wachter, who struck out looking his first time up. He's down in the count 0-2. Bouncing right back, Wyatt Cameron, who'd been brilliant to this point. That was the first hit he's given up. Golf to right center. There's nobody over there. Long run and going to get down for a hit. Big turn by Wachter, but he'll go back to the bag. So the Silver Knights waited till the 4th inning, but they go back to back with the 2-3 hitters leading off things here in the 4th. Home run and a single, and here's Owen Carey, grounded out to second base his first time up. Let's see if they get the running game going, as Wachter's kind of stretching himself out over there at first base. Has to get right back to the bag as Wyatt Cameron checks in on him with a throw to first baseman Tyler Fabretto holding Wachter on. Owen Carey, left-handed hitter, facing the right-handed throwing Wyatt Cameron. That one tails well off the plate. Ball one. Owen Carey from Rutgers University out of Londonderry, New Hampshire. He's played here before, many times, I would imagine. Jackknifes out of the way, a strike one. A little bit of a grimace on the call there from Carey.
There have been a lot of grimaces tonight.
Haven't there? Yeah, you know what? How about that big ball 3 call there to the 9-hitter with Vinny Civitello on the mound? Led to 2 walks.
Yep.
Rip foul and a headhunter drive. Of course, the first base coach to get the heck out of dodge on that one. Or dodge the heck out of the way.
Well, McNamara has made his presence felt.
He sure has.
Yeah.
Big bomb to center. Taking advantage of that breeze a little bit, Tom.
I think so.
That just carried. Big hack there by Carey. Fouls it back. 1-2 still.
Tell you what, it's killing me is nobody's running the bases. No one's
Nobody.
running. No one is running.
Pudge Rodriguez in the building, apparently.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, and it was a giant lead that we had last inning.
Yeah, I thought for sure
Ben
Tulo
Tulo.
was going. I thought for sure Tulo was going to go, but
Did
he
you have
didn't
your
need
camera
to.
ready?
Yeah, I was all set. I was poised, you know.
Oh, breaking ball gets Carey looking. So another strikeout for Wyatt Cameron, who bounces back after giving up his first 2 hits of the night.
And Cameron is coming off an arm injury.
Is
he hadn't
he?
pitched for a couple of years. And I'll tell you where I get all my information from. The Vermont bus driver. He's full of it. He knows everything.
Full of it in a good way.
Yes, full of info. And he told me that
Tell you what,
Cameron.
he might have had an arm injury, but it's healthy now.
Well, he's been a reliever, and they asked him to start, and he's been doing pretty well at it. So.
No, good for him.
Yep. I think Wachter's going.
Has a look of his runnerish.
And so did they.
Yeah.
They thought so too.
Somebody had Cameron throw it over there.
Yeah.
Checks in. Let's see if that shaves anything off of the lead that Wachter has. About the same spot.
Tell you what, though, you hit a ball to right field, it might be trouble. You see the right
big gap.
fielder shading
Shading his eyes, too.
Yep, and they
ground
go
ball
that
right
way.
side, but it's in the
Yep.
infield. Only one
Right.
play for Jesse McCullough. That's the second out of the inning, but into scoring position goes Nader Wachter.
Now here's Fosberg, and Fosberg just missed one.
Oh,
yeah,
it
just
was one of those
missed
that
it.
goes way over the height of the pole.
Yeah, but you know what? It didn't sound good off the bat. I
Looked good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
You know, it looked probably better from up here than it really did down there. Well, as soon as it was hit, I didn't think it was going to go out. I didn't
Yeah,
think it was
there's
going to
no
stay
argument
fair.
from anybody.
No.
But it hooked pretty good. Let's see if he can keep it fair. Rips that foul. That scatters the bullpen pitchers down there. Just a little bit out in front is Will Fosberg.
And
Or
I
a
can-
lot out in front.
I can testify to the fact it's a lot more comfortable down there than it
Is
is up
it?
here. Yes,
Okay.
much better outside. Oh, you
Breaking
cannot
ball.
let that pitch go.
Yeah.
That
it's-
was just hanging out there.
So it's a 0-2 count, and Cameron's shown he'll go right after you on 0-2
Yeah, he
all
will.
night.
He does there, but he's high.
Whew. That's a competitive pitch, though.
That is.
You know, that's a tough take. 1-2 is the count on a fastball just off the plate, up and away. Fosberg waits. The pitch is another hook. Strike 3 called outside corner.
Too many called third strikes
Yeah.
taken by this team in this ball game.
I got at least 3 backward Ks
Yep.
in here.
And they cannot have that. They need a little bit more pop. I mean, you get a home run, and then you get a
Yeah.
hard single.
And that's
you
where
go
he stays.
Wachter on, and he stays on the base. He gets moved to second with 2 outs. And I didn't understand Vermont bunting with 1 out there to get a runner in scoring position.
I mean,
Nobody
that's-
out, I could tell. But
That's hardcore sacrifice
Yep.
when you sacrifice with an out already in the books.
Yeah,
And
no doubt
Civitello
about
just
it.
said thank you very much and got the third out next batter.
Yep.
So we go to the top of the 5th inning. And I was saying, Tom, before you got back, I said, it's me. I saw 9 scoreless innings by the Silver Knights on 4th of July when they got beat.
Beat 6-0, yep.
Yeah, and then there was the first 3 innings here and 3 innings.
Yeah, so 12 innings, yep.
12 innings.
Well, they came alive. Now, they were down on Saturday night, they were down 15-4. It was a non-competitive game, and then they kind of bounced back a little bit and got some runs, and it was one of those, where I forget who they were playing. It wasn't Norwich. Might have been West. It wasn't. Was it Westville? I'm not sure who it was. But then they got back in the game a little bit, 15-10 with a couple runs in the 9th. And you're saying, oh, it might, a little interesting. But that kind of got them going a little bit because they scored 13 the next day, beat Norwich 13-8. Then they won a close 6-4 game on Tuesday, and then 12-4 last night. So, and last night's game, John, was kind of interesting. It was a situation where they were up 8-1, and then, Norwich had scored 3 innings in a row, single runs each inning. It was 8-3. And you're thinking, you know what? Nashua wasn't doing anything. It seemed like they were going to sit on that lead. They bring in Tom Rio to pitch. And one of Kyle Jackson's pet peeves with his bullpen is, I want zeros. Because you put up a 0, we'll do something offensively. But I want my bullpen to give me zeros. And sure enough, Rio comes in, puts 2 zeros on the board, and that changed the whole game and kept Nashua in front, and they ended up winning in a walk away. Very easy, 12-4.
Yeah, I mean, it's there for the taking if the Silver Knights go on a great run, as they've done in seasons past.
They have, but they can't start any later than this.
That's right.
Got to start now.
Yep. At the expense of the Lock Monsters, perhaps.
The Lake Monsters.
Sorry.
The Lock Monsters are a team we know and loved in Lowell.
Lowell, that's right.
In hockey.
Good play by Cameron again, and 1 up, 1 down here in the Vermont 5th. That was Jesse McCullough, the second baseman, that grounded out to the left side of the infield the second time tonight.
Tell you what, Civitella has done. Other than the walks, that one of them was close.
Yeah.
I think he's done a great job.
Sure has. Dante Pazzi is up. He grounded out to short.
Which probably means that Pazzi is going to put the ball over the brick wall and left field. Would jinx him.
Yeah, from the 8th spot. Still in the sunshine out there on the mound is Vinny
Yeah, we
Civitella.
haven't hit that early. Now, last night I thought we were starting to hit it that early time. When you can tell, that we're not in June anymore. But we haven't quite hit that time yet.
No.
Last night was kind of like the night sky, the dusk, the clouds. It was cloudy and everything. This is a bright blue sky that we've got tonight, much brighter than it was last night.
Dante Pazzi waiting for the 2-1 pitch from Vinny Civitella. Jackknifes out of the way of that one, and he's got a hitter's count here, 3-1. Civitella has shown that he will throw the breaking ball with 3 balls on the hitter. Let's see if he dares do it again. That's a fastball with the sliver. Now here's where he's done it too, 3-2.
Yep.
Deep breath. As bold as that pitch is on 3-2, when you go with the slow curve, it's even bolder to sit on it as a hitter. And there he did. Look out.
Yep.
That was over. Now, you pointed this out last game, Tom, how, you don't usually see players sitting where those guys are sitting in front of the dugout.
Well,
that was dangerous. That was over their head in a flash.
No, a lot of them are out there. A lot of teams have got guys sitting there. What I pointed out last time was the bullpen was sitting there.
Yeah, well, we
for
see
Westfield.
That's a crowded bullpen they've got right now. If those guys were sitting in front of the dugout, they'd have to say something. Ground ball slowly hit. Tough play from McNamara off his wrist.
Yep, and that has been a problem at third base. They have not had a steady third baseman make those plays other than Valdez. And I believe Valdez is hurting right now, which is why he's not out there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that is a tricky play because the grass gets tufted over there. If it's not like a professionally manicured field.
Right.
In the, like, say, Phoenix or places where I mean, the Northeast, that's tough to keep groomed that well. And speaking from experience, and I think the way to make that play, believe it or not, is to come in, crouch, and try to bare-hand it like eye level.
Yeah, bare-handed and throw. But I don't know how much experience McNamara's got at third base.
That's a really difficult play,
He played first here, and he played the outfield.
Did they make an error, give an error on that?
Yeah, they did. They got one error up there,
Yeah. Tough error, but you have to give it really. It was a play he could have made if he fielded it cleanly.
It would have been a bang-bang play. It would have been close.
He's got a great arm over there. 0-2 is the count. Quickly trying to bounce back from the error is Vinny Civitella. Get the second out of the inning. Lake Monsters threatening to tie things up here in a 1-0 game. We've got a soccer score in the summer of soccer. Tom's been glued to the Euro Cup and Copa America.
Not a glue dried.
Glue dried up and blew away.
Yeah.
Curveball swung on and missed. Second out of the inning.
And that's the one thing Civitella has been able to do tonight. He's been able to get them to swing at bad pitches.
A lot of strikeouts mixed in here. Tyler Favretto up for the third time tonight. He struck out and walked. Trying to keep the inning going. He's in a tough matchup here against a left-handed starter in Vinny Favretto, who's been excellent. He's had terrific command. He does have a couple of walks, but one of those walks, I still don't know where that 3-2 pitch missed. Or was it 2-2? A 2-2 pitch missed. Yeah, and he ended up walking the next two guys.
And he
would have been nine batters retired in a row.
And he showed a reaction to it on the mound, which I think cost him any close pitch for the rest of the inning.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't help you in so many ways when you do that. It's psychologically, it hurts yourself because you're like, you have to say, so what?
Yeah.
But then just bear down and throw it again. Easy to say. 1-1, up and away, 2-1. Calmly taken by Favretto. Now, here's where if you're a left-handed batter and you got the count in your favor, you don't want to assume a walk here. You got to try to make contact. Oh, that's up.
Yeah,
3-1.
he's been high twice, and now he's down in the count 3-1. So Civitella's got to come in here.
Fell off the mound a little bit there after that, and it's kind of like a telltale sign of some pitchers that are tiring a little bit. See if he can get through this inning, though. He's got 2 outs. Needs an out pitch here against Favretto. Doesn't get it.
Same pitch.
Yeah.
3 of them in a row.
Mound visit time. Maybe no.
No, he's there. He's going to be pulled. This is Jackson.
He had somebody already warm up.
Yep.
Yep. Kyle got a lot out of Vinny Favretto, and he says that'll be enough.
Vinny Civitella.
Civitella, sorry. And Vinny will get congratulated, deservedly so, as he comes off the mound to a nice hand, including from his teammates in front of the dugout.
Still only gave up 1 hit.
1 hit.
Over 4 2/3.
Infield hit at that.
And if I'm not mistaken, let's see here.
No outfield hits.
I don't know if it's Wesley De Oliveira. No, Batista. Anderson Coelho Batista is coming in.
What do we know about Anderson?
He's kind of sidearm sometimes, comes from different arm angles, but has some velocity. Thing is, he's got to put the ball over the plate.
Right.
With that slow windup, then the ball just zoom right off his hands.
Comes into a bit of a jam. 2 runners on with 2 outs in a 1-0 game to face the number 2 hitter, Dylan Pacheco, who's probably looking at the delivery of Batista right now and saying that looks like an uncomfortable at bat. Ball coming from shortstop. A little bit over the top too. Maybe it depends on the pitch. On the release point. That tight breaker right there.
Our next scheduled game Silver Knights game here on Nashua ETV will be Wednesday, the 24th of July.
Yeah, we're going back to back, right? The 24th and the 25th. Pete told me.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. The 24th is against the Road Warriors. And we're going to be doing 2 games against teams that do not have a home park in the Futures League.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to see the Road Warriors, and then we are going to see one of those military teams called the War Dogs.
Oh.
It's an exhibition game on Thursday the 25th. As far as I know, I guess we're still tentative on that.
Interesting.
From what I was told, we're still tentative on that, but the certainty is the 24th, a 6 o'clock start against the Road Warriors here at Holman Stadium.
Oh, a lot to talk about with those 2 teams. Batista comes out of the bullpen firing a strike over the outside third of the plate as he faces Dylan Pacheco. 0 for 2 tonight. As Fabretto leads off at first and Pazzi off at second base. That's a strike.
Nice pitch.
Good mix of pitches here from Batista.
Now he's at the 0-2 count. The one thing you don't want to do on the 0-2 is get the heart of the plate, but also don't bounce it past the catcher so these runners move up.
Right. Anderson Batista, A, B.
And that's
C is a hit to
got
left
too
field.
much of the plate.
They're going to wave him home, and
Yep.
the throw is going to be up the line.
Yep,
1 to 1.
So second, they got him. No, they say safe.
Yeah, good hit first dive around the
Yep.
tag by Pacheco, who gets a clutch 2-out hit to tie the ball game.
Yeah, the mistake was classic, John. It was a curveball that hung, and he got it right on over the plate. If you're going to throw that pitch, throw it out of the zone, and he didn't do it. Got too much of the
Tom.
plate.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the batter. Pacheco clearly was trying to protect, and he got a gift.
Yep, he
pitch
sure did.
And took full advantage of it as he ripped a hard line drive through the infield.
And now Vermont threatens to take the lead
Yeah, they
with
do.
runners in second and third and 2 down. All of these is unearned.
Fabretto
The
with
error on
that's right.
McNamara.
So it took till the 5th inning, but the Lake Monsters break through. That fastball from Batista misses up.
That would have been the pitch to throw on 0-2. Right there, that pitch.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
You know, and you're
Too
down
late.
0-2, and you
Yeah.
got a couple of fastballs, and you're sitting off speed, and you get the plate, and that's just a lethal combination.
Well, Mark Quattroni was not cheated on that swing.
No, he wasn't.
He's the 3-hitter.
Yep.
He hit a hard line out in the first inning to center field, then struck out looking. And he may be due. He's in the 3 spot in the order. That would be damage for the Silver Knights because you got 2 runners in scoring position who will be off with the crack of the bat in a 1-1 game. Batista's 1-1 pitch. The slow curve misses above the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'd ditch that slow curve right now. Vermont's sitting on it.
Pacheco certainly was.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to fool too many hitters with that unless you throw it down and away.
Fastball hit hard
That's
to right
gonna
center, and it's in there.
Nope, it's gonna
Not
go.
a good view of the ball. That's 2 runs. The
Yep.
Vermont Lake Monsters take 3 runs with 2 outs and a lead of 3-1 here in the 5th inning. A great hit opposite field. A blinding line drive, really, for Owen Carey.
Yeah, blinding line drive, and you got to think Carey could have caught that, don't you?
You do. He's
Yeah.
actually gesturing to Ehlers
Yeah.
in center right now. I just didn't see it off the bat.
Yep, nope, that right field sun.
Yeah.
And that, this is a guy who played first base last night. He's been out in the outfield before, but that's just not what you want. And now Nashua down 3-1, and they haven't hit the ball very well, so that's been a problem. Now I try to get Vermont. Well, you get somebody, I don't know how much speed you've got at first base. Probably not a whole lot. But I try to get another runner in scoring position
0-1 is the count.
because Batista has not gotten anybody out.
Yeah. And misses outside. So,
Too much of the plate with all his
yeah,
pitches.
unfortunately, the wheels came off a little bit here for the Silver Knights after a great pitching performance, starting pitching performance by Vinny Civitella. Surrendered the mound and Silver Knights have surrendered the lead. 3-1 in a game where Wyatt Cameron has been very, very tough. Just the home run by Shane McNamara, the only chink in the armor for the right-handed starter for Vermont. Ground ball over the mound. It kicks off the mound into center field. Little added oomph there up the front of the mound. Went up the ski slope, and no chance for A.J. Ashatino at shortstop to catch up to that one. First and second with 2 out as the rally train keeps moving here for the Vermont Lake Monsters.
Batista totally ineffective right now. Got off to a great start, 0-2, and then just did not put the ball where he needed it.
Right.
Now you got a lefty up.
Xander Teeter.
But you could tell Vermont's not fooled by any of his stuff. Those are all hard hit balls, John.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're hearing a lot of wood hit baseball. Fortunately, that hits plastic and not a person as it goes into the stands with alacrity there off the bat. As Xander Teeter spells his Xander with a Z rather than X, like Xander Bogaerts. 0-1 is the count. He's a little late on that inside fastball. Let's see what Batista comes up with here. Misses up and away.
But I'll tell you, this has been a problem all year long. This is why they are 18-21. Is when Kyle Jackson goes to that bullpen, he probably crosses his fingers as he's walking back to the dugout. Because in middle relief, it has been, I'm going to be honest, it's been abysmal.
Yeah.
It has not been good. They have not done the job in middle relief.
You know, unfortunately, Tom, too, that wow, that play at third really bit Shane McNamara and the Silver Knights. You know,
They have not had a good infield defense for a while now. It's been about 2 weeks.
all these runs unearned. Inside move to second base. Quattroni's back easily. The Vermont Lake Monsters, who play at Centennial Field with their colors of navy, green, and white. I got to believe the green is for lake algae. You think?
Could be.
They're proud of it.
Yep. Now they're the premier franchise in the league.
Off the
And
glove.
Off the glove. It's going to be both runners moving up.
Yeah.
That's a pass ball.
It is a catchable ball there for
catchable
Will
ball for
Fosberg.
Fosberg.
He might have lost concentration for a moment in what was probably pitch number 30 of this inning.
Boy, I tell you what. Maybe you're thinking twice about relieving Civitella at that point, right?
Yeah, I am.
You got to be.
He had a couple of pitches in a row where he looked uncomfortable,
but what we don't know is there's always pitch counts involved.
Yeah.
So that's
right.
That's a big thing in this league. So he might have reached his limit.
And right now, Xander Teeter would love to hit another line drive at the right fielder. Owen Carey's got that glove up over his
And
eyes.
that's the swing and miss he needed, but he needed that 2 batters ago. 9 men go to the plate for Vermont. They get 3 runs. They had 3 hits, and there was an error for Nashua, and all 3 runs are unearned in a 3-1 game here at Holman Stadium. Well, we'll see what the offense brings. Long time for Wyatt to be out. See if he comes back out. And if he does, see how loose he is.
Yeah. And
well, some more fans have wandered in since the game started. Between 6 and 6:30, it was almost half empty.
yeah, Wyatt Cameron is back on the mound to do some further work.
He was twirling his arm as he walked out there, trying to get it kind of loosened up. Last night, the bottom of the third for Nashua was so long that that basically Jason Libby, who pitched, he went down to the bullpen just to soft toss and just keep his arm loose.
Wow.
which Kyle Jackson is a big proponent of and likes it when the pitchers do that on their own. But he wanted to stay loose.
About how long was it, that inning?
I don't remember. It looked like it was going to go forever. I mean, 5 runs were in before anybody was out.
Wow.
Yeah, long one.
So like a half hour.
Yeah, about that. Bottom of the inning took about a half an hour. The game took 2 hours and 52 minutes, and I swear 30 minutes of it were Nashua's bottom of the third.
Yep. So the Silver Knights have some work to do here as River Hart comes up to the plate for the second time tonight to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He must feel like he was on deck a half hour ago.
Now, one thing I've noticed, John Collins, about River Hart. Now, he's got 6 homers on the year. Let's see what he does here, and I'll tell you if I'm right.
Leading off against Wyatt Cameron, who surrendered 2 hits, a home run to Shane McNamara and a single to the next hitter, Nader Wachter. River Hart flied out deep to center field his first time up.
And you just said the magic words.
Flied out deep.
Flied out.
Flied out.
He has become a fly ball hitter. I don't think I've seen him, and I know he's probably done it. But in most of the at-bats I've seen, they're all fly balls. Now, some of them are doubles and some of them are homers and singles or whatever, but he hits the ball in the air. I haven't seen a ground ball in a long time. Now, there's one foul.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him hit a grounder in a long time. And it's too bad because he's got the speed to beat some of those out.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. But a lot of times it's a fly out to the outfield.
I've seen him hit a few flyouts. 1-2 is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6 homers on the season for River Hart has him in the league lead. Tom is putting that question out there. How much are those home runs costing him that mentality in the average department?
Yeah, I'm wondering, just the uppercut on his swing or
2-2. And that is going to be strike 3.
Yep,
He gets
he
tagged
went.
out. Yep, he did. He got committed on the breaking ball. And continuing to impress, Wyatt Cameron got the support that he wanted offensively in that last half inning from his team. 3 big runs that look even bigger the way he's throwing the baseball. A.J. Ashatino struck out his only time up tonight, batting for just the second time here in the 5th inning. Pitch is up high, ball 1. I got to play right field here at Holman Stadium one time. I'm not an outfielder. I got put out there by Doug and Darren Flutie during a charity exhibition game. The Flutie brothers All-Stars were playing against Dan Duquette's military All-Stars here one night.
Mm-hmm.
I got a late call at home in Hudson because they were a player short. And Doug got my phone number from my manager in Waltham, who I played with
league?
Doug. And I played with Doug down there a bunch of games. And they invited me to come play here. Batted me third, stuck me in right field. I was like, Doug, I never played right field before. It's all right, we need somebody. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's an exhibition game.
I
John.
know, it was
Who
an exhibition
cares?
game. But there was like, those are pretty good guys in that team. And I was out right where the right fielder is right now, looking into that sun. And
Yeah,
I'm
what
like,
time of year was it?
Oh, it was this time of year.
Oh, wow.
It was
So you were-
midsummer.
Oh,
yeah.
You were screwed.
I was.
Yep, you were screwed.
Doubly so, not having any experience out
Yep.
there. And I know what those guys are looking at. which is
Exactly.
Just glare. And
Yep.
darkness. The home plate looks dark from out there. That's a leadoff, a one-out walk there for A.J. Ashatino. He does his job. He gets on base. And maybe sparks something here. Ben Tulo walked his only time up. Mound visit, rare mound visit for the Lake Monsters as they do have bullpen activity. They got a left-hander warming up out there. Maybe giving the Bullpen pitcher some extra time, taking a slow walk back and forth.
Cameron's last
Mark Petrani.
start, he went 5, from what I was told. So he started into the 6th, and then they pulled him.
In that game, first inning, Doug got hit by a pitch in the right, the lead shoulder, his left shoulder, his right-hand batter. So
Yep.
Darren got up, he walked.
Yep.
I got up, third batter up in the order.
Yep.
And there's a pitcher on the mound, he had really good fastball, so I'm all, nervous, adrenalized. And Doug's at second base, he's taking a lead, and he gives me the physical bunt gesture.
Oh!
I
Oh!
hated it. I'm like, oh, Doug, you did me such a favor. You invited me to the game and play. High fly ball to right field. Oh, a tough play.
He's got problems with it, but he catches
nice
it.
job,
He
yeah.
shielded his eyes.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
Nicely done by the Lake Monsters right fielder Owen McKiernan for out number 2.
So did you drop the bunt down, or did you?
I squared the bunt. I did as Doug asked me to do. He was nice enough to invite me to play in the game. I'm batting third. I'm
Yep.
thinking about doubling the gap, but I have to quickly shift to do my job. Do your job, like Bill Belichick says, right?
Yeah.
I square around. It's a sizzling fastball, middle of the zone. I lined it back to the. I bunted it back on a line to the pitcher, double play.
Let's see if Ehlers can beat it
Oh,
out.
that miscommunication. A good
Yeah.
heads-up base running there by Ashatino goes to third base.
I think Ehlers would have beat it out.
Yeah, I do too.
Or Ehlers, I'm
So-
not sure how he pronounces it, but I thought he would have beaten it out. But now
Yeah.
you got first and third coming up, and now McNamara in a big spot.
Yeah, it's a base hit for Tulo.
Yep.
And a clutch situation.
No, not for too
Oh,
long. That's for
Allers.
Ehlers.
Allers beats it out, and he gets an infield hit. And Allers did his job as well to extend the inning for Shane McNamara. Here comes a mound visit. Do they want to lift the pitcher now because it's righty-lefty and they got a lefty warming?
I'd say they're going to go lefty-lefty.
I think you're right.
You got a
Especially
guy-
he hit a home run off.
You got a guy popped a home run off him.
Yeah,
I think you want to make that change.
yeah, you do.
If he doesn't,
So I bunted into a double play, Tom.
oh no!
Yes.
Popped it up.
No, it was a line drive. Like I just turned around. I
Who
couldn't deaden it.
Bunts a line
I
drive?
know. I didn't deaden it right. It was like it got back to the
Oh,
pitcher.
you should
and-
be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, I am. It haunts me.
Now this is interesting because he's not coming out unless they're stalling.
Ooh, okay. They're out stalling. Big time stall.
They are stalling,
Yeah.
but
That's a
is
yellow
he going to
card.
make the move? Umpire comes out. Put up or shut up.
Yeah. That's a yellow card, Tim. You know what I'm talking about, right? No?
Yeah, Tim's done with soccer. Tim's had enough. Tim's had enough of
He's
soccer.
had enough of soccer. He has, yeah.
Yeah. He's about ready.
We did our share at Riviera this year. It was fun.
If he does one more soccer game in the next month, you're getting a red card. Forget the yellow. You're getting a red.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Shane McNamara in a big spot.
This
Tom,
is it.
they left him in. Did
They
he talk
did.
his way back in?
I don't think so.
I mean, why? He must have let. That's a lengthy mound visit. Why else?
It was.
The purpose of it, except to stall to let the pitcher come in, and then you don't let him come in.
Ooh, I would have called a strike on that. That was a good pitch from my angle. I don't know. Yeah, again,
I saw it off the plate just a bit.
off the plate.
Yeah, a
Okay.
little bit of a tail
yeah,
on it.
it had
actually.
the tail. I'm off to the
Yeah.
right. So
Right. Well, McNamara hit a home run on this very count.
1-0.
1 ball, no strikes. He was sitting fastball. He got it, and he drove it out of here just to the left
yeah,
of center
drove it out
field.
opposite way.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Great barrel to the ball. Let's see what happens here.
He's swinging. Nope. Takes it.
And
Down
he
low,
threw it
2-0.
low. He made sure not to put that in the zone.
Well, he's probably been told, you know what?
Pitch around him?
Yeah, we'd pitch around him.
The 2-0 could be a dangerous strategy.
You got Wachter on deck.
That's low, and he's
Yeah.
not seeing anything.
No, he's not seeing anything.
And this is where Shane McNamara has to give himself the green light, Tom, I think. What do you think? Maybe
No.
not, because it's a... They get 2 runners on base. Got to hit a double.
Nope.
Strike.
Ooh, that's a tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, that's not what you're looking for. It's not middle.
No, it's not middle. It was
Right at the bottom of the knees.
Bottom of the knees and the inside corner.
But that sent a message that he
Let's
might get
see.
something to hit here. Choking up on the bat an inch.
Nope,
In
didn't
the
get
dirt.
anything, and now the
Yeah.
bases are loaded for Nader Wachter.
Yeah, actually.
And I'll tell you what, Nader Wachter better not look
Oh,
at a call to say. Now, he hit a rope his last time up. Now, what are they going to do? I mean, if you're going to change pitches, the time to do it was with McNamara.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to bring in a lefty to face
no,
Wachter.
you don't. Yeah, that was an interesting choice there to leave Cameron in the game.
So now you got the bases loaded, but this is a time where this is the key moment in the game right here, bottom of the fifth.
2-run game. The tying runs
Yep.
at second. Strike. That caught by surprise there a little bit after looking at a lot of fastballs from the on-deck circle.
Now he's
Nader
got to know
Wachter-
he's going to get pitched differently than McNamara was.
The 0-1 pitch on the way.
Got that fastball.
Wow,
And now he
it
takes
froze
two
him.
pitches 0-2.
Oof.
Down in the count 0-2. That's
Yeah.
just not good. You want to get in a hitter's count, and he's far from it.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. One of the hardest fastballs of the night as Wyatt Cameron overthrew that a bit.
Yeah, I think he was trying to also get him to swing at a high, hard fastball. Well, let's see. Curveball?
Fastball.
Yep. Nope.
Curveball. Oh, he seemed to be on it, too.
Curveball.
Wow, that was a great hack.
He's not getting another one of those anytime
You wouldn't
soon.
think so. I mean, he just missed that.
So now he's got to be sitting dead red.
That would have been a granny. 1-2 count. The pitch. Swung on and missed strike three.
Yep, got
That's
it on the outer part of the
yeah.
plate, and Wachter strikes out with the bases loaded. So pitching around McNamara is the strategy. It works.
Yep.
And we played 5, and it's 3-1. That hurts. That really hurts.
Turning points in the game. Going against the Silver Knights so far tonight. Missed strike 3 call here, a missed ground ball to the third baseman there, and a missed opportunity with the bases loaded. And Nader Wachter had a pitch to hit, and he just got under it a little bit. The curveball in the middle of the zone. That's one of those pitches that if you barrel it up, it's got so much backspin built into it. That one would have been on the youth diamond, I think, out there in deep
Yeah, he
left
needed
field.
to go the other way with a pitch, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And that was on the outer half of the plate. And
That
he just
too.
swung through it. He swung at it as if it was in the heart of the plate.
Right.
So tough one, but Wachter has now struck out twice in around a single, and just not enough production right there.
Top of the 6th inning we go, and the Lake Monsters looking to add to their 3-1 lead at the expense of Silver Knights relief pitcher Anderson Batista, the right-hander, throwing his warm-up tosses as he gets set to face Lake Monster hitters here on a Thursday, July 11 of 2024. John Collins along with Tom King, our camera crew, Dylan Smith and Tim O'Neill, our tech and sound and graphics man back in the studio, Dan Young, and our executive producer, Pete Johnson, as well. Pleasure to bring you Silver Knights baseball here on a typical midsummer eve.
And the
at
sun
Historic
now
Holman
has
Stadium.
left the outfield, except for a small area in left.
Yeah.
That won't really be a factor.
Yeah, I wonder if Aiden Zorn usually plays that shallow. He just didn't want any part of that sun. You know, probably plays there, but
Not a usually.
he's like,
That's usually where you play.
yeah, he's taking the sun out of the equation,
Yep.
though, that's for sure. So, Owen McKiernan is first up for the Vermont Lake Monsters. The right fielder is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. didn't get to join the party in the 5th inning. Leading off here in the 6th. It's the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the order. Batista falls behind 3-0. And in a 2-run game, certainly not the right formula to walk the leadoff batter. Trying not to do just that. And that misses badly. 4-pitch walk to McKiernan.
And that gets the bullpen stirring, and I think there's going to be somebody warming up pretty soon.
Yeah, we saw the frustration from Kyle Jackson with pitchers failing to throw strikes in relief previous games, and he's probably not going to. He's going to have Batista on a short leash, and if he walks this hitter, it'd probably be his last. Jesse McCulloch is the batter.
I don't think it'll be his last because reliever's just starting to throw soft toss.
Yeah. McCullough has grounded out to third and short. Batista checks the runner over his shoulder and comes to the plate. Bunts it back toward the mound. Good hops out of the catcher's box by Will Fosberg to make the play at first base. Sacrifice works.
Now that's a sacrifice, right?
Yes.
With nobody out, get the runner in scoring position rather than with 2 outs.
That's what I wished I did. Just bunt it off the plate. The high bounce, and the Flutie brothers get into scoring position.
You had the Flutie brothers on base and you screwed up, John Collins. You screwed up.
I never got another invite.
Yep. And you wonder why. That's all right. We still keep inviting you, John Collins.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, as long as I'm not out there. Batista throws a strike to the next batter. Jesse, Dante Pazzi.
Well, you know, if you were out there, I'd be ripping you right and left.
What, pitching?
You wouldn't do any position. You wouldn't be doing anything right.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You would not be doing anything right. You would be just...
You would be remarking on my baseball IQ.
No, I'd find something
Left
wrong.
to right.
I'd find something wrong. Kidding me? I'd be ripping
You'd be
you
like,
apart.
look at that deke.
I'd be ripping.
The base runner just walked in, standing up to the bag on a late throw, and he's out.
I'd be ripping you apart.
The 0-1 pitch is on the way. Grounded hard toward the hole and through, and they're going to wave the runner home. No play at the plate. It's a 4-1 Lake Monster lead as Dante Pazzi hits them where they ain't. The sacrifice works to perfection
Yeah, hits
for
them
Vermont.
where they ain't, but again, if McNamara was an experienced third baseman, you figure a third baseman might have that, don't you?
Yes.
I'd have to see it again, but they need to shore up that position. It is killing them.
I tell you what, if you're a third baseman that has the arm that McNamara has, you can afford to play a little bit deep, especially with the runner at second. You don't have to worry about moving up into double play depth.
Right.
And you could potentially, as you said, Tom, catch that high hopper to your left, look the runner back, and then gun him out at first. It's doable. And some of it's positioning, but certainly that one hurts.
Some of it's instinct off the ball. He was a DH last night, if I'm not mistaken. So
it's true.
That is a low throw. That was almost bouncing by.
You know, one
nice save there by River Hart at
one
first.
thing I noticed while watching the Red Sox over the years, they had Pokey Reese on the team for a while.
Yeah, I remember him.
Nobody got a better jump before contact than Pokey Reese. Like, he would be moving depending on where the pitch is and where the swing was. There's a ground ball, tailor-made double play. Flipped to second. Nicely done by the middle infielders.
Now that's defense.
Yeah, Ben Tulo, A.J. Asciatino, and they get it done.
Yep.
6-4-3 on the glove flip to end the inning. So, yeah, you're right. That is defense.
Yep,
Jacob
sure is.
Miller hits into a double play. Well, one run, though, is in. And the Silver Knights looking up at a 3-run deficit as they come to bat. Still a lot of at-bats left here as they go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Love Is Gone takes center stage at Holman Stadium. Tom was talking about Peter Wilk, the late manager, head coach of the Vermont Lake Monsters. the league naming an award after him
Yes.
for a figure that has persevered on or off the field to.
Right. That was done last year too, I believe. I think it was this would be the second year of it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I'm pretty sure it was done last year as well. But and I was down. I got I don't often talk to the visiting managers. I just don't have time. I grab Kyle when I can before he gets off the field, talk to him, and I used to do it a lot to go over the other side, but now it's not that big a deal not to. A playoff game, different story. So I had the opportunity to interview Wilk when he was managing Vermont in the finals a couple of years ago, but the fun time I had was shooting that title game in the photographer's pit, which was right next to the dugout where you hear what's going on, and Wilk is right there next to the pit and talking to me, half the time I was down there, I go, what are you going to do here? You're going to, well, I want to do that. It was back and forth. It was pretty good. And then, of course, he had he was great after the game, after he lost a tough game.
Yeah.
In the title game. He was all class and great for the league. I mean, a long-time coach at Georgetown University, long time. He was there for a long time and coached there and brought that experience to the FCBL. Chris English hired him, and Chris English knows a lot of college baseball. He played at Vassar. He knows a lot of baseball, and hired himself a good manager. And just a shame what Pete had, what happened. It was just a couple of months after that game that he was diagnosed. So he is missed.
Sorry, Tom, I bailed on you for the announcement that you just heard. Charlie Cutts is a new pitcher.
Yep.
And he throws the final warm-up toss to the backstop off the railing. Watch your fingers.
And a lefty.
Yeah.
The lefty that was warming up that we thought we'd see last inning.
Yeah, Charlie Cutts, another live arm lefty from Middlebury College, to face Owen Carey, the Silver Knights lead batter here in the bottom of the sixth inning, trailing 4-1 Nashua. Owen has struck out and grounded out in 2 trips. Lefty matchup here. That misses up high for ball 1.
Bats are quiet tonight for the Silver Knights. Only 3 hits over the first 5.
Grounded off in front of the plate. Very high chopper.
Yeah, you're waiting to see how high that hop was going to be, right?
Yes.
Is the Holman infield, it takes a lot of prisoners.
Yeah.
And sure enough, a hard bounce, and it was high, but not high enough. And Carey is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Tom King, let me throw you a 3-1 fastball right down the middle.
Yeah.
Can you name a famous pitcher that was number 54?
Yeah, Goose Gossage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that,
I
hit it out of the park.
I just hit that one out of the park. Thank you, John Collins.
You're welcome.
I'm rounding first as we speak.
Oh, yeah. Are you
the fan, is everybody in the press
pimping
box?
it? Is it 19 seconds?
Yeah, is everybody in the press box standing up and applauding? That's what I want to know.
Is this a Verdugo trot
Yeah.
that you're taking on the Goose Gossage, number 54?
Boy, I watch that 78 game every once in a while. They have it on Yankee Classics on the Yes Network. And I watch that 78 game. And
Is Rizzuto on that call, the one you watch?
Yeah, Rizzuto, Bill White, and Frank Messer are the 3 announcers.
Okay.
Yep.
78 one-game playoff?
Yep.
Yeah, I turn the channel quickly every time I see that.
Gossage, well, ABC televised it too.
They did. Oh, it was like 4 crews on that thing.
Oh, yeah, yep. And so did Channel TV 38.
And, yeah, radio, TV.
Yep. It was the
network,
local. It was
local.
a regular season game.
It was game 163.
Game 163. So
Jim Rice played in all 163 that season.
Gossage came in the 7th inning, and it just, they were killing him. He just was hit all over the place.
Ground ball right side's going to be gloved by McCullough. Makes a nice play.
Yep.
2 ground outs to the second baseman.
Yep.
2 up, 2 down here in the 6th.
And, you know, but he just threw hard. I mean, all he did was just rear back and throw gas. There was no pitching involved.
I know.
He didn't pitch. He just fired it.
He just, total emotional pitching.
Yeah, Just here it comes. It's coming fast. You better be ready for it.
Yeah. My favorite thing about that game, 78 with Rizzuto calling it, he was bragging about Guidry, started that game, Louisiana Lightning, the skinny lefty that was so great that season for the Yankees. And other seasons, too. Because Ron Guidry.
Yep, 25-3.
The high fastball. They chased the high fastball. They should know better. They're going after the high fastball.
Well,
Rizzuto loved it.
He threw a lot of pitches down and in.
He did.
Just like Sparky Lyle did.
But he would get you, at the top of the zone sometimes.
Right. Yep.
Set you up and then blow you away up high.
Yeah, because you just don't expect it from a guy who was 5'11" skinny.
Yes. So Yaz gets up his first time and he tomahawks a high fastball inside the flagpole of the foul pole, pesky pole for a homer.
Yep.
And on the replay, Phil Rizzuto was looking at it like, how did Yaz hit this? And he goes, oh, look at that. He got the ball up. So I was like, Phil, I thought that was the great part about it.
Rizzuto,
I guess Yaz caught up to one.
Rizzuto, I'll tell you a good story about that in a second. Rizzuto, it was a lousy, rainy day.
1-2, misses.
At Shea Stadium. And it's a rain delay. And it's the Angels in town to face the Yankees in 1975.
Yeah.
And I'm there.
Oh.
I went there as a fan. I drove from Albany with a couple friends. And
ground ball slowly hits. Going to be a tough play from McCullough. Will he get all 3?
Yeah, he's got him.
He did. Oh, and stumbling over the bat. I hope he's okay. Is Will Fosberg retired?
Fosberg's all right. He's a catcher.
Yeah.
He's a catcher. He's used to it.
Have an inning, Jesse McCullough at second base, so you can continue your story.
And we're all in a rain delay. We're at Shea, and we're just sitting out there, and we got the radio on, right? I got a radio on and listening to Rizzuto, and
it's good that you brought it.
It's pouring rain, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, I think it might be clearing up. I can see an apartment building I couldn't see before. It's just ridiculous. I mean, a buddy of mine and I were listening to, the same. We both had radios, and he just cracked. We both just cracked up.
So optimistic. Scooter.
Yep, Scooter.
And as much of a homer as maybe Johnny Most was for the Celtics, right? Just loved the Yankees. Who are struggling all of a sudden. Although Aaron Judge, who Tom threw into the bus last broadcast, is setting the world on fire with his numbers.
New pitcher, Nolan Medeiros.
Yes, Nolan Medeiros. We've seen him, I think, work every game we've done.
Yeah, he's done fairly well.
Trying to keep the Lake Monsters right where they are with 4 runs scored. A crooked number in the 5th, 3, and then they added last inning, so.
Yeah, but a good move to go to the lefty in the 5th for Vermont, or in the 6th, to get the 3 lefties out. Ground ball, ground ball, ground ball.
Silver Knights on a 3-game win streak, in danger of having that come to an end tonight as they begin the first of 4 games in a row against the Vermont Lake Monsters.
Medeiros' is head coach at Riviera University, was in the ballpark last night. Jimmy Smith, he was here.
Jimmy Hurst, who passed away, the former Atlantic League star for the Nashua Pride that Tom and I were talking about earlier tonight, passed away unfortunately at 52 years old, and outpouring of mourning by his teammates, family, friends.
Yeah, a very brief illness.
He hit a home run in the major leagues. He made it to the show.
Yes, he did.
And it was off. Was it off David Wells?
I don't know, but I'll tell you. Do you know the team he played for?
The Tigers.
Tigers, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. 13 games.
13 games, yeah. He had one night, I think he was 2 for 3 with that homer, a walk. Yeah.
He had a few here. He had 15 that year in 2000.
Yeah, man, they had some mashers and athletes on those.
And then he won the
teams.
Triple Crown with Newark, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck did he end up at Newark with the Bears the next year. I don't know how that worked out.
Contract dispute, perhaps?
I don't know.
Newark used to land some big names. That was where Canseco played.
I don't know if he was traded or not. I'm not sure.
So Medeiros fires a strike coming out of the bullpen as he faces Favretto, sorry. Tyler Favretto takes a ball low. 1-1 is the count. Plays for Kansas Wesleyan. The pitch is inside. Ball 2. And this is low and outside. How's Mickey Gasper doing? Do we know?
He's doing very well
Is he?
at AAA.
Yeah.
He started off hitting 280 at Portland. They moved him up.
He's the guy
And
that got
I'm
my
wondering,
attention.
I'm wondering what they're
Before
planning.
Ben Rice, I was going to say, and those two guys are probably the two best hitters I've ever seen in the FCBL.
Yes, I mean Gasper was, and I've never seen a better two-strike hitter than Gasper.
Yeah, we were talking about two-strike hitting today. We should have brought him up. You're right. And that translates.
In the 2016 finals in Game 1, Mickey Gasper with Nashua down. 2 outs, nobody on, down 2 runs, 2 strikes, worked a walk. I believe he was 0-2, and he worked a walk. The next hitter, Ryan Sullivan, hit a 2-run home run, tie game, and Nashua won it in extra innings.
3-2.
Game 1.
I tell you what,
En route to a
that
2-0
at bat,
sweep.
that at bat right there by Favretto,
Yep.
I was reminded a little bit of Gasper, his physical setup in the box. It just reminded me of Mickey was a left-handed batter with kind of an open stance and very, very tough out, and also got a lot of power.
Yep.
So I would be very surprised if he doesn't make it all the way to the show at some
He
point.
wasn't going to make it with the Yankees for some reason. Every time they moved him up, he struggled. He struggled at AAA.
Me senses they don't feel like they need him that badly because they have all these pieces.
Well, the problem.
Now they got Ben Rice.
Well, the problem with Gasper was defense. Where do they put him?
He's a short first baseman, right?
Right, and DH, okay, but how many DHs go all the way through the minor leagues? There's a shot that's going to be a base hit.
Yeah, it might have been a broken bat
Yeah, it
toward
was.
the end.
It died. I thought it was going to go a little bit further.
But it gets the job done for the Lake Monsters. The first 2 batters are aboard.
But somebody has worked with him because he is much improved behind the plate. He has been a very strong catcher from what I understand.
Good for him.
So, and the way he's playing and everything else.
That is no easy position at the major league level.
No,
Catcher?
you got to think in September he might be moving up.
Wow. The kind of velocity you have to catch, the base runners you have to keep in check.
Yep.
And also the physicality of it, just being able to hit your weight after you get up behind the dish, not easy. So rooting for him. I still have his Silver Knights baseball card.
And I got a lot of Silver Knight photos with him in it.
Yeah. The pitch is low and outside, and the jam here. Noel Medeiros with the 3-hitter up there. Dangerous situation. Silver Knights already trailing 4-1. Checks the lead runner. Mark Quattroni takes ball 2. And you might see, I was just going to say, you might see one giant cut here.
Yeah,
on this next
is Nolan
instead.
Medeiros has pitched better than this.
Yeah.
So again, the
Pitching
bullpen.
coach.
The bullpen has just struggled for this team.
Yeah.
really need to give yourself a good cushion, and you're not able to do it every game, and this is one of them where you haven't. So, but these 4 games with Vermont are going to tell me a lot about this team. I mean, if they lose 3 out of 4, my guess is it's just going to be almost impossible for them to climb their way from 6th into 4th. As they are struggling, you know, they take those couple steps forward and they take a few back.
Yeah.
It's been the story of their season. But the real story is another bad start to the year. You know, I mean, they just do not get off to good starts. And you'd like to say, well, don't worry about it, it's a long season. No, it's not. You know, it's a short, it's a 64-game season.
Meanwhile, the attendance, we were at those 2 games, the 4th and the 5th of June. Pretty spectacular turnouts with the kids' days, and certainly the administrative staff for the Silver Knights have been doing their
job.
job.
Walk by Medeiros and we're
loaded up
with nobody out.
Tom talking about the on-field product and
Kyle
results.
Jackson has had a short leash with his relievers lately.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody down there that's close, then they can't. They've already gone out there once.
Yeah. Joey Gale. Boggs was 26, wasn't he?
Yep. It was.
Pitch is a strike to the Lake Monsters, number 26, Joey Gale out of St. Joseph's. Chance to do some major damage here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Silver Knights hoping for a 1-2-3 double play here. Instead, it's a rip to left center.
And that'll be it for Medeiros, I think.
Yeah, and this is going to play
much.
2 runs easily.
Yep.
First and third now. Second on the throw to the cutoff man in the infield. A solid 2-run single by Joey Gale makes it a 6-1.
Yeah, that's
lead.
it for Medeiros.
Yep.
He comes in and lays an egg.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, does not get anybody out, and 2 runs come in.
Yep. The Lake Monsters with a 7th inning rally here to add insurance runs, to add insult to injury for the Silver Knights.
2, 3, 4 in Vermont's lineup have 5 RBIs. So
Getting
they are
it
not
done.
pitching the middle of the order well.
No. And this is a must-get-out batter here for the Silver Knights reliever, as he'll be facing Xander Teeter, who has sacrificed with 1 out and struck out twice.
Now pitching for the Silver Knights from Brown University, number 29, Styles Begnard.
Styles Begnard from Brown is the new pitcher. And comes in with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And nobody out. Another long inning. But Medeiros had been so much better lately. In fact, I was surprised they didn't bring him in last night.
Yeah. My brother turns 63 today. July 11th is his birthday.
Happy birthday
Baseball
to your
Bill.
brother.
Thank you. Baseball Bill Collins is his nickname.
Baseball Bill, huh?
He's a pitcher
Yeah.
his whole life. Still is. Pitched in the Boston Park League after pitching for Colby. And I still remember I was going through these old photos, and I saw we had this birthday party for him in my old house in Jamaica Plain, Boston, with my parents, and he was 31. It was 1992, and I remember that day because on the radio we had during the cookout, it was a beautiful summer day like this one outside, hot day but sunny, and Roger Clemens' revenge game, Tom. against the
when he
when he came
stared
back
down
with the Blue
Duquette,
Jays. Yes.
looking up at the.
How did it go?
He basically got the third out or whatever and was walking off the mound and looked up at the press box where Duquette was, or the owner's box or wherever, and just stared and glared at it.
That was it, Duquette?
Yeah. That was his.
Second time we referenced him tonight.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, 16 strikeouts against the Red Sox for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Roger Clemens revenge game. We were hoping, as Red Sox fans, the opposite would happen, like he'd get lit up. Nope.
I went down to his press conference the day before.
Oh, yeah?
When he came to town and held one, and they held it at the Sheridan.
Oh.
And then I stayed out for that night. But I did not cover. Well, I covered the game that night of his press conference, but I did not cover his game.
He dropped some yalls on you?
It was a press conference. I don't remember it. I just remember sitting there taking notes or whatever. So
Y'all gave up on me. Now y'all gonna play the price. 16 strikeouts of the Red Sox batters. Yep. Blue Jays won that game. That was a bad season for the Red Sox. I think they finished last. It's probably the year they really started hating the ownership and the management and rooted for that sale that happened. Now everybody's turning on John Henry and this group after 4 championships. They're turning on him again. So throwing strikes.
Well, wait a minute. That was not 1992.
No?
No, that was 1997.
Oh.
Yeah, you're 5
way
years off there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
97.
He was still a Red Sox pitcher in 92. That was 97.
Oh, all right. Then it was 97. That's what the pictures were from, I guess.
Yep.
Because we only had that party there one time. And
So I got to tell
remember
you,
the radio was on.
what year it was. You celebrated your brother's birthday.
Yeah.
outside.
So it wasn't his 31st. It was his
36th.
37th.
36.
Yeah.
37th. That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. 2 sides.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to know about your family, John, that I can help you with?
3 balls and 1 strike. So first base is empty. Walk wouldn't be the worst thing here. But you did want to get Xander Teeter in this situation on in relief. You think the guy's been struggling at the plate. Pop up to the left side. Is it playable? It was, but too tough a play.
Just too tough.
In front of the dugout over there.
In front of the bullpen.
Thank you.
In front of the bullpen. He was in front of the dugout. He was all the way over by the bullpen.
Yeah, it was in front of the.
Yeah, all his friends and his friends in the Vermont bullpen helping him out.
Who did 0 to help him out.
Right. We are in the bottom of the top of the 7th inning. 6-1 Vermont.
Lights are on here at Holman.
Lights are on at Holman, and John Collins has just been served his dinner.
And you? You get anything?
Yeah, of course. I'm the first stop. I'm the first stop. Some guys know enough to stop right here. And other guys don't know,
and they get yelled
they just
at.
walk right by.
They get a tongue lashing.
No, I don't say anything. No, it's too late in the season.
No? You have somebody do it for you?
Nah, let it go.
Really?
Food's free. I can walk out of the
that's
booth
true.
and grab it. But all I know is I want to be invited to your brother's next birthday party, that's for sure.
First, second and third, 1 out now. And strike called on Owen McKiernan. He had a big hit his last time up. Or a big walk and a run scored. And figured in the 6-run attack by the Lake Monsters. After they got Vinny Civitella, the effective starter.
Yes, exactly.
Out of the game.
He was the most effective pitcher, your starting pitcher, but he did not go 5, and that was tough.
6 runs on 7 hits for the Lake Monsters. They get one here. They'll be tacking on 2 more. 2 runners in scoring position. Foul tipped into the mitt. Strike 2. 1-2 is the count. And all the Silver Knights relief pitchers have disappeared, Tom, from the. Is that
Yeah, they
function
have.
of the weather? I mean, it's different from the. No, it's the Lake Monsters guys are still in there.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised. They're usually
Is this
out
like
there.
a psychological thing that maybe that
I have no idea.
Kyle Jackson wants?
He
Maybe
may
that's
have,
a question
may have
for
asked
after
him
the
to
game.
come. Yeah, may have asked him to come.
Solidarity and under. Oh, that's going to be a
It's a
soft
blue
serve
pit,
base
yeah.
hit.
Ah.
And they're going to wave him.
Yeah,
And the
why
throw is
not?
going to be off to the side and late. You would think they had a chance. That's not really running all that hard. Was the trail runner, Joey Gale. He
They
almost
are getting singled to death in this game.
8-1.
All singles, John.
Yes.
Nothing. No doubles, none. Now the runners are ended up at second base on throws coming in, but
Yeah.
but this is just brutal.
I know
God.
it's hard to fathom that those hits we've just seen, 2-run singles,
Yeah.
barely making it to the outfield. Any one of those 2-run singles more effective than the booming home run.
From McNamara.
McNamara.
But with the bases, but
Yeah.
McNamara was not able to get the job done when
Oh, right.
up earlier.
Yeah, that
Bases
hurts
loaded.
more when you bring that up. 8-1, and ground ball toward the shortstop.
two.
Flip to second for one.
Nope.
Oh, it was a chance, but the tough hop there for River. I think if he gloved that cleanly, he might have had. They're going to give the runner second base. I think he might have had the double play call if he could.
Right.
Certainly sacrificing accuracy for quickness was the Silver Knights second baseman Ben Tulo. He got rid of it really fast, but it was up the right field side and it bounced. Throw beat the runner on the hop, but it just was too tough for River to handle. Went up over his wrist. Runner at second base in scoring position with 2 outs.
Again, you got players at the corners that are not their regular positions.
Yeah.
River Hart, we've seen him play short at Nashua South. We saw him play center field here for Nashua South. He had never played left field at Holman before until this season. And I don't know where UMass Lowell played him, whether they DH'd him or whether he played first base. I'm not sure, but he didn't look like an experienced first baseman there. So.
So the Lake Monsters, I think they've batted around here in the.
Not yet.
No, one more batter in the 7th inning. 3 runs in the 5th, 1 in the
Yeah,
6th.
well,
and
this is
4
only
here in
the 7th hitter coming up, John.
Oh, okay. Runner at second base would be. the
Actually,
5th
it's
run.
the 8th hitter. You're
Yeah,
right.
8th
One more
hitter.
hitter.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
one more hitter.
Slow breaker misses down and in. After such a great pitching performance by Vinny Civitella, this hurts all the more to watch the relievers struggle. By contrast, the game was moving along at a great clip, fan-friendly clip.
They lead the league in walks and hit by pitch. So what does that tell you?
Slow games.
These games, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't remember a season where the games have been this long. Usually you can count on 2.5 hours average, 220, whatever. You're almost talking, count on just about 3 hours with this team.
So Styles Begnard
And we are already almost 2.5 hours in here.
puts another runner aboard.
So combination of things here. It's a bad combination. Of not being able to drive in the runs with men on base, and a combination of your combined with your bullpen, and just been a tough night for the fans. These are the games you don't want to have at home.
Yeah.
You know, you really
No.
don't.
So Jacob Miller, the 9 batter in the order, 9 batter in the inning. Looks at strike one from Styles Begnard. Checks the runner at second and comes to the plate. Strike two. Breeze continues to blow out to left center. We've had the one home run in the game by the Silver Knights, and Tom pointing out the irony that all the damage has been done by way of the singles off the bats of the
they've
Lake
been
Monsters.
singled to death. Singles night. Singles night for Vermont.
There's their lead.
There it is.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
There it is. Watch, next guy will hit a booming triple.
Over the head of the left fielder, who's playing shallow still. But just daring them to hit it over his head.
Yeah, he's
Aiden probably could take a hit away.
a couple more steps
charge
and he's
in.
a little too shallow, but let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
Bounces
If
the
he has a
pitch.
chance to make a play, you got to put a ball in play first. Home plate umpire wants to clean off home plate. Good to see invested in a brush. I've seen umpires use the bottom of their shoes sometimes. And
There was one game here, and I believe it was a high school game. I don't think it was it wasn't an FCBL game. And
ooh, jam
right
job.
after this.
And
Now
McNamara nicely done.
there's that arm,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
There's that arm.
All he has to do is catch it, and the
Yep.
runner's going to be gunned
Yep.
down. But good hands that time by Shane McNamara for the
Yeah,
third
no
out of the
doubt
inning.
about it. Yep, third
Yeah.
out of the inning. And number
So
9
it was a
hitter.
high school game.
The
and
high
you're talking
school
about home
game,
plate.
and the plate was just covered with dirt. And there were enough fans here to make enough noise. The fans just started chanting. What they chant? Clean the plate.
Really?
Clean the plate.
No way.
And he kept doing it. And the more they kept doing it, this is recent. It's like a couple of years ago. I mean, 1 or 2 years ago. The more they kept doing it, the more stubborn the ump got, and he wouldn't do
No
it.
kidding.
Oh, it was just hilarious.
Oh, and then more and more fans joined in
More,
probably.
yeah, clean the plate, clean the plate. Finally, he did it. Yay! All sorts of cheering. Oh, my God.
Standing ovation.
Oh, my Lord, I'm telling you. Clean the plate. Oh, man, I'm telling you, the stories in this place. God. Well, 7th inning stretch here at Holman Stadium, 8-1 Vermont with the lead. We have not had good luck here. Have we seen a win when we've done ETV games this year? I'm not
So
sure.
I've seen one run by the Silver Knights, and
You've seen one run in.
what was the 2 games?
In 8 innings, because remember, we got called short
Oh,
in that.
the 2 Education Day games now. Take me
We
back.
saw the one good game, the Education Day
First
game.
game was a
first
good
one.
game.
That was a good game. After
Yes.
that, I don't think we've seen a good game.
No, you're right. Tim concurs. He
Yep.
just
Oh, Tim
remembered.
never sees a good game. That's Tim's,
Tim says no. You're right. He
right.
doesn't.
Tim's just bad luck. I mean, Tim shows up and the games are always lousy because they know
Boy.
Tim's here and they want to get, they know
Yeah.
Tim's here
Oh.
and they want to aggravate him.
Want to punish him?
Yeah,
He deserves better than that.
exactly. Oh, sure. Yeah, I know it. So Kyle Jackson is going over all the lineup changes that he's going to make with the umpire. I don't know if it's pinch hitters or not because River Hart's going to be leading off. He will still hit. Nashua is off to Vermont tomorrow night. I'm going to find out after the game. Now, see, we got players now down in the bullpen, John Collins. There they are. Don't worry about it.
They're back.
They're back, yep.
They just came in to watch him pitch, I guess.
Yeah, I
don't
guess
know.
so. I don't know.
River Hart batting in the 7 spot, Tom. Dropped down from the last time I did a game, I guess, to take some pressure off him maybe in the order.
He was as high up as 4th earlier in the year, but then
Yeah.
they dropped. Then they moved him down. They moved him around. They've been everywhere in the order.
Sure.
Depends on who else is in it.
Right, if he gets hot, they'll put him back up again.
I think I think they like Carey and McNamara in that middle, and they mix in a right-hander between the two of them. I think that's how they're going to do it.
Yep.
Just depends on who that righty is.
So Luke Parisi from St. Joseph's, relief pitcher for the Vermont Lake Monsters. Get that high leg kick. Boing. And swings it forward.
Yep. So Wachter is that righty tonight. Let's see if it stays that way.
Maybe it's not really that high. It's just in the recliner. Just kind of. Oh, animated.
Now, this is the part of the game where you got to be, if you're close to the plate, the arm is going up because it's already 2.5 hours in a 7-run game.
Strike 3. Throws it by
having
him.
a tough time tonight. Brady O'Brien comes in as a pinch hitter. O'Brien, with the team last year, was a decent infielder on the left side, usually a shortstop, third baseman, can play second baseman. He has just joined the team a couple days ago.
Plays for Richmond University.
He's used to this weather.
Oh, yeah. In the dirt from Parisi.
But they needed O'Brien because TJ Laponis is just, his body is so beaten up with a multitude of injuries that they just said, okay, enough is enough. So he's done for the year, and O'Brien is the guy who will be coming in. Laponis played short, second. You know, he was mainly a shortstop. So
Brady
Brian
swings through that one.
Yep.
Batting for A.J. Ashatino in the 8th spot. Bentulo on deck for the Silver Knights, hoping to bat with somebody on, but instead he looks at two of his teammates strike out to this relief pitcher with great stuff, apparently. Luke Parisi, 2 strikeouts.
This is what your bullpen's supposed to do, right?
Yeah, true.
They're looking
Shutdown,
at it.
right?
They're looking at it right now. Vermont relievers have come in and done the job.
Yeah.
You know?
As evidenced on the scoreboard.
Yes.
Zeros. Trying for a 1-2-3 inning, maybe 3 strikeouts. The way he's tossing the pill here. Parisi throws strike 1 right down the middle to Tommy Ehlers. Or Bentulo rather, is up. Ground ball to the second baseman. 2 high hops.
Yep, there we go. That's
Quick
it,
flip.
very quick.
Yeah, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And Parisi makes quick work of the Silver Knights hitters as we go to the top of the 8th. Here at Historic Holman Stadium, where we will be doing a handful more games as we welcome the different visiting teams around the league to Nashua ETV's telecasts.
Season will end the first week in August. Team is on the road for a lot of games coming up, and plus there's an all-star break. Not next week, but the week after. They do their all-star game the week after the MLB. They used to do it at the same time, and Wilk was one of the guys. Pete Wilk contributed a lot of things to how the league was run. And one of the things Pete says was, why are we having our all-star game so early in the middle of July? Let's have it later in July so that the players stay here longer, right? Because a lot of them, the team wasn't winning, they'd go home or they'd have to leave. Their schools would say, okay, come on back. You know, we're going to have a camp or we'll shut you down for the season. You know, all of that stuff was going on. And Wilk was saying, let's keep these guys here longer because they want to stay, in case they're picked for the All-Star game. So the All-Star game for the Futures League will, let's see, what is the Major League All-Star game, the 16th?
Yeah, in Texas.
Right, and this one is going to be the 23rd at Norwich.
Oh, yeah.
Week after.
Good move, right?
Yep. But that was Pete Wilkes' idea. They've done it
Yeah.
now the last couple of years.
Upcoming promotion here at Holman Stadium, Thursday, July 18, will be Alzheimer's Awareness
Yeah,
Night.
I'll be here for that to cover it. I'm off for
Week from tonight.
I'm off for about 2.5 weeks with a couple of days mixed in. I'm going to be working a couple of days, including the TV games here. But that's one of the nights I'm going to work, and it's a special night for me. My father passed away of Alzheimer's way back in 1995.
Yeah.
So I got to admit, every time I forget something or
you get
start,
worried.
you get a little worried,
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
yep.
But hopefully you will dodge that bullet, Tom.
If not,
Certainly your memory is still as sharp as a tack.
it's sharp.
Call me
with-
out on the
it's-
Roger
it's-
Clemens revenge
yeah,
game.
It's sharp with all the way back stuff. What I did yesterday may be a little blurry here once in a while. You never know.
Yeah. So the following Thursday after that, July 18, Alzheimer's Awareness Night, there's U.S. Military War Dogs and Hometown Heroes, the game
Right,
that we
now,
plan to do at this
That
point.
yes, and that is an that's
Exhibition?
tentative from what I'm told from Pete Johnson.
Yeah.
That's tentative as long as we have a crew.
Oh,
That is an exhibition game. They actually play a game that counts in the morning, a camp day game at Worcester.
oh, that hit the batter. The
At
first hit
Worcester.
batter of the game. Looking at his elbow is Favretto.
Yep. But that is a exhibition game, and we're doing that as a special. It's a special fundraiser and everything else. But they actually have a game that counts earlier in the day at 10:30 in the morning at Worcester, a camp day game at the Worcester Bravehearts.
So, leadoff batter aboard by the hit-by pitch as Vermont looks to add to their 8-1 lead here in the 8th inning. On Friday, July 26th here at Holman Stadium, it's camp night and baseball card giveaway. That's what I meant to bring up. Your article on the Silver Knights annual baseball camp for the youngsters. They had them out here, right?
Yeah, I'm out here on Monday. It's a couple of days.
It's kinda
I think.
hot,
It's,
huh?
Yeah, they don't go too long with it. I think they have
Yeah.
another one. Another one later in the season. It's another camp day, but
All these college players come out here and offer some tips and coaching, and it's a good time.
yeah, River Hart was one of the counselors out here.
I saw
the
the
players.
photo
First,
of him, yeah.
Yeah, they have it on a day where I think it was only a brief one this past week because they were on the road for a couple of games. So can't have it when they're on the road. So
Ooh, that's
another one. Jeez, and that's
Nowhere to
two.
get out of the way of that
And
one.
again, we told you before, they lead the league
You
in
did
hit by
say
pitch.
that, yeah. Whoa.
This bullpen, John Collins, I'm sorry, it is not good. They do not come out and pitch well. And this Kyle Jackson's got to keep going to him because it's all he's got.
Yeah.
But they have added a couple of position players on need because players have left or have been hurt and done for the year. They need to go find some pitching if they can. They need a couple of shutdown middle relievers. And they need them quickly. Because the ones they've got here right now are not doing the job. It's that simple. I can't sugarcoat it,
Yeah. It's clear. You're right.
Yeah. This is a for-profit league.
Mm.
And you don't draw fans by walking batters and hitting batters.
No. Massive cut by Mark Quattroni with first and second and nobody out. The three-hitter with sugar plums dancing in his eyes. He's thinking about RBIs in this situation. With the struggle to throw strikes, he expects to get a cookie down the middle, I think, on 1-1 upcoming. To the Vermont three-hitter, that was high, and it's 2-1.
Batista comes in. He's ahead 0-2 on the count, looking really sharp, and he hangs a curve. An 0-2 curve that gets the heart of the plate. These guys have got to pitch smart, but they've got to throw strikes, but they've got to throw strategic, meaningful strikes.
Right.
And just not enough of them are doing it, especially in the middle. 5th, 6th, and sometimes, as we see here, 7th and 8th innings in a game like this.
Jake Cullen's pitch
Oh,
chopped off the plate. Only time for one with that terrific arm,
I'll tell
Shane
you what,
McNamara.
if McNamara can figure out a few things at third with that arm, you called it, John Collins. He's got that arm.
Yeah, he's got a major league arm over there.
He does.
And he needed it on that play.
Yep.
It's a play that a lot of third basemen, if they can't throw it that well, it might be an infield hit. Because there's nothing else to do but wait for that rainmaker chop off the plate to come down to earth before you can throw it. Acts like a sacrifice, though, by Quattrani as he moves the runners over, second and third with one out. And here's the cleanup batter, Joey Gale, at a big 2-run single his last time up. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Or is he 3 for 4? 0-1 is the count on Gale. Cullen's pitch fouled off to our right. 0-2.
Just up over me.
So do you have your superhero cape and the cleaners, Tom, for the superhero and princesses night here at Holman?
I have my wig.
Oh, good. What is it? What color is it?
Blonde.
Blonde. Are you Prince Valiant?
No, you know what? This is going to be funny. So remember, all right, the Manchester Monarchs, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I was working at WGIR, doing a, we did shows. So there's a
rock to
shot
right
at the
center,
ball.
and nobody's there.
No
Two
one.
runs are going to score.
Yep.
Double digits now for the Lake Monsters, and their first extra base hit, I think, of the game
It is.
for Joey Gale,
Yep.
who's had a night. Showing why he's in that cleanup spot.
Yep. That's
What-
his 4th hit of the night.
Does he have 5-6 RBIs?
I think so.
Wow.
Check with the official score.
Yeah.
He's got at least 3.
Yeah.
So Carey had 5 for Nashua last night. But
So back to the 28th being
So,
superheroes and princesses at the park.
we did the, and I won't be here for that. I'm off. But
Yeah.
we had, they had mullet nights
Oh.
at the Monarchs games, and we.
Oh,
you know,
that's right.
and-
They did.
And on
My son went to one of those.
And on Fridays, because GIR was the station that broadcast the games, if we had sports sound off, we did it before the game at the arena. And sure enough, they gave us those wigs.
Oh, you still have it? You do?
Oh yeah, I kept them.
Man.
Oh yeah.
That must be funny.
So well, you want even funnier. So one night, I took the wig with me. I had to go from the Monarchs down to the Caligula Dome at Bishop Curtin
Yeah.
to do a basketball game, and I was working with, people remember him from WEI, Mike Manansky.
Uh-huh.
So Manansky was calling the game, and I was the color guy.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we're in the corner of the stage, not the corner that you and I do for ETV, but the other corner, the opposite corner, the left side of the stage.
Okay.
All right, as we're looking at the court.
Yeah.
The one right near where the students are. And back then, this is in the 90s, where they had a healthy student crowd at BG for a lot of games. So they had a student crowd. So when Manansky wasn't looking, I took the mullet we got and I put it on. And the students are dying. They're laughing. And Manansky's going, what's so funny? And then all of a sudden he looks at me and he looks and he just says, oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And Girton was playing Central that night. And they got blown out. So they got blown out. And Al Francor, I talked to him after the game real quick. And then I went back up to the stage. And Al went back down to the front entrance. And then he's walking out. I said, Al needs to laugh. Put the wig on while I'm writing my story. Al just looked up. I go, hey, Al. And he looked up and he just started laughing. The poor guy they got the doors blown off that night.
Oh.
And so I made a coach who lost by 30 points laugh, with a mullet wig, John Collins.
Nice.
Yep. But I'm not putting it on for you. No way.
yeah.
Not a chance.
It's too bad we can't work a mullet night into Holman Stadium here in one of these
Right.
games. I guess if one of the players had it, that would be our in. I think they're kind of out of
Well,
style.
let's
in
put it this
baseball.
way. It fits a lot easier on my head now than it did before, because back then I had a little more hair.
Yeah, to be underneath it. Jake Cullen got the strikeout for the second out of the inning. And now he's got to deal with Owen McKiernan again. This Lake Monsters team that was struggling to get on base against Vinny Ciboletta, spinning the order multiple times since he exited, leading 10-1 here in the top of the 8th. Went from all zeros, 1 through 4 innings, to all crooked numbers since.
So tomorrow, John Collins, I switch sports. I go from baseball. Can you guess the next sport I'm going to cover?
Golf?
You got it. Yeah, I guess you're kind of limited in the summertime, right? So
Yeah,
you'd
I'm
be
thinking,
swimming
is it the
it's
New
gonna
Hampshire
be-
Amateur?
Yeah, the state am tomorrow.
I remember you cover that every year. Like, I know there's something big
Yep.
that Tom goes out and sometimes he's got to put the sunscreen on.
Oh, not only that, the knee braces.
Oh, the knee
You know,
braces.
walk.
Long walks.
Yeah, long walks. And,
Swung on and missed.
Tomorrow I'll be at Concord Country Club.
Concord Country Club.
James Pleat and Brandon Gillis, the last two local.
Brandon Gillis is still doing it, huh?
Yeah, oh, well, he won it 2 years ago. So, he's young, John. He's in his 20s still.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And he is a dynamite player. So is James Pleat.
Ground ball to the right
Should end
side
the inning.
from the golfing
So-
Pleat family.
They are both in the quarterfinals. So they play the quarters in the morning. I won't be there in the morning. I'll be there. One of them will probably be in the semis.
Uh-huh.
And maybe both will be. I'll be up there for the for the semifinals tomorrow afternoon. If we get a local winner, I'll be down there.
Wow,
We're up
it's
there
too
on
bad
Saturday.
you can't GoPro that, live stream it.
Nah, you want to talk to the golfers.
Yeah, you do. It's too hard.
Oh, you got to
Golf's
talk.
too hard
Yeah, you got to talk to the golfers.
to cover. I mean, with cameras.
I want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to be there with my.
You still do still go off golf by yourself, or is it the knee bothering you? I know you had.
you
Didn't
know
you
what
have
it
a
is?
hole-in-one, a controversial hole-in-one by yourself
No,
one
I've
time?
never had a hole-in-one.
Oh, I
No.
thought you did.
No, never had a hole. I had a couple of birdies, but never
Oh,
a
birdies, yeah.
hole-in-one. But one of the courses that I used to escape to and I could go around very quickly. And I used to make it so I was the last one on the course. Was Buck Meadow in Amherst, and that is closed. It was sold to the town of Amherst, who turned it into, I don't know what they turned it into, but some kind of a nature area or a recreational walking area or whatever. But it's not a golf course anymore. And if I were the town of Amherst, I would have bought it and turned it and kept it a golf course and made some money off it, right?
Yeah.
Made it a town course, municipal course. Why not? But it was a short course, John. It wasn't a par 29, but the par 4s were short enough, and there was a couple of par 3s. You could get around. I could get around in an hour and a half easily. So I used to go out there, June and July, and be able to go around before it got dark if it teed off by 7:15. So I used to do that. But I'll tell you what's happened, John Collins, in the area. In golf, there aren't enough courses to meet the demand because Green Meadow
In Hudson.
is no more.
Tell me about it. I know.
That was not 18. That was 36 holes of golf.
2 courses.
And where else do you go? Whippoorwill. You go
Lots
to
of literal green space too. Going
there's
away. Ooh.
No,
is
but
that
it got him. It hit him.
Is that a return favorite pitch there, Tom?
I don't know, but fastball
By the
pitch.
body language of the pitcher, he wanted to send a message that he didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, he didn't mean to hit him. So you don't want to hit somebody 10 in one game. But I mean, there are, so you go to a place like, if I want to play a short course like Panema Green, you go there, you're going to get a tee time.
Yeah.
A tee time for a par 3 course.
Wow. They're getting scarce.
They're getting scarce because the public courses, there aren't many of them left.
Yeah.
So I haven't played. I usually play like once or twice a year. Now I'm down to that. I don't have much time with the job anyway. So.
Right.
And here is Jeff Valdez coming to the plate as a pinch hitter.
Jeff Valdez getting in that bat.
Yep.
In a 10-1 game, Silver Knights are on the wrong side of that score. as they make a run toward the 3-hour mark here at home.
Standard operating procedure these days, John.
But it gives us more time for Tom King anecdotes.
Yeah, so Tom King,
Memories
this is your life.
Covered golf.
Yep, covered golf and
Covered Shea Stadium.
and set it straight as to where you your
Rizzuto radio.
set it straight as to when your brother's birthday party was. Set you straight there.
Yeah. Down at Hyde Park Ave and Jamaica Plain. 3-decker. We played a lot of catch on that sidewalk in front of the house.
Yeah, and I used to play a lot of touch football and street hockey in the street at Van Scoik Avenue in Albany, New York. Right in front of my house. And then down the street was a side street we could play on that crossed Van Scoik called Helderberg Avenue. And there was a there's a
that's
shot.
rope to left,
Yeah,
but it's
gonna
going
be
to
caught.
come right down
Yep.
into the glove of the left fielder. So good ride, nothing to show for it.
And there was a
1 out.
strip of grass on Helderberg that was wide enough that you could play a small football game. And we played tackle football, and I got killed.
Oh,
We didn't do that very often. That
that's
was
always a bad idea. I
yeah,
remember
it's not a good idea. No,
played tackle football
Yep.
one day at Colby, and somebody got hurt, and that was it. It stopped.
And then there was a guy who lived on our street that if we played on Van Scoik and the ball went on his lawn, he kept the ball.
One
Get
of
off
those.
my lawn.
Of course,
Yep.
every neighborhood has one.
Yep, exactly. I'm the get off my lawn guy in my neighborhood now.
You don't even let anybody near your lawn.
No, not near the house. Nope,
Yeah.
Get away. Go away.
Who admits to being the get off the lawn guy?
I do. Proud of it.
Guess so. I mean, more people have seen the inside of the Wonka factory than the Tom Pound.
That's right. Swing and a miss. Boy, tough night for this team.
Yeah.
Tough night. And you know what? This is a Vermont team you should beat. They're coming down. I don't know if they were on the road last night. I forgot to ask my friend, the bus driver. But if they were, or if they weren't, if they're coming down from Vermont, this shouldn't be happening.
Right.
Long bus ride. Just like on July 4th, Westfield, Westfield had to, Westfield the night before, right? The night before, when they played Nashua, okay? Ready to hear this?
Yep.
They played
Wow.
Brockton, at Brockton. And it couldn't have been a short game because it was 15-14 the final score.
Ugh.
Okay? So they played Brockton. So you figure, okay, they'll play Brockton, they'll stay somewhere around here because they got to come up for an 11 o'clock game. Not happening. Go back to Westfield. And there's more to tell you here. Drove back to Westfield and then had to drive back here the next morning for 11 a.m. game. All right? Now, Nashua was in Norwich, I believe, and they had to come back here and everything else. But I had a player. I'll tell you who it was on the Silver Knights. Tell me.
Oh, me tell you?
No, tell me.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you. I don't want, I'm not going
Yeah.
to say the player's name. I don't want to get him in trouble. I've already written it.
All
anyway.
right. Well, it was a high
Tell
fly
me.
by Ruggiero, but he's out.
Tell me that Westfield got more sleep than they did.
Oh.
Now, how is that possible? And I'm like, okay. Now I see what's going on here,
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
That was the bad game they played on the 4th where they just basically did not show up.
Yeah, that's right.
Did not show up.
Yep. They were a ghost of a team.
Yep.
So we go to the top of the ninth. And the Silver Knights, let's see who they put back on the mound. Oh, we have a new pitcher coming in.
My guess is it might be Brandon Mativier. I'm not sure. Looking at the build, number 45, I think it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Brandon Mativier. Do I know my Silver Knights or do I know
Yes.
my Silver Knights, John?
Brandon Mativier, right-handed pitcher, 5'9", 170 pounds, out of Nichols College.
Yep, but also, what else? What other claim to fame does he have, John Collins? Do you know?
The high school career, right?
Yep.
State champion?
Nope.
No.
Former Bishop Girton pitcher.
Bishop Girton. (10-1) game. The Silver Knights trail. All kinds of substitutions in the field. Although it looks like Ben Tulo's still at second base. Riverheart still at first.
Yep.
Or no, yeah, he is.
Valdez is in third for McNamara.
Valdez at third.
Yep.
Ascietto got pinch hit for, so thought he was out. Maybe. Justin King, the shortstop, Tom? No relation?
Kids, no relation.
18.
No relatives. In
You know
the
how I
region.
knew he was no relation? He went to Harvard. Oh, he's going to Harvard.
Yeah, no, nobody. Well, my brother went to Yale.
Really?
Yeah, he went to Yale grad school.
Wow.
Yep.
What's he doing?
He is semi-retired, working for the military, where he spent a long career in the military. So
What's his birthday?
it is December 9, I believe.
December 9.
I got to get these birthdays. I'm terrible with my family birthdays.
Well,
terrible.
sounds like you got it.
Because they're all away. They're all.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
You're all
all
scattered?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nobody in the region.
Yeah. If he showed up, would you let him on your lawn?
Yeah, well, he wouldn't care about the lawn. He'd just go right for the pool. Nobody goes in the pool.
What's
either.
his first name?
Joseph.
Joseph.
Nobody goes in the pool either.
No. Fouled off to the netting. Glad to have that netting a lot of the time here at Holman Stadium.
But I'll be in the pool tonight. Guarantee you
Nice.
that. I'll
Good
be-
night for the pool.
Yeah, every night. Every night's a good night for the pool this time of year, John.
Yeah. Before you take that Johnny Carson vacation of yours at the end of the month. Where you going this time? Anywhere?
No,
Staycation?
No, this is going to be, well, John, the Tom Pound is America's favorite staycation destination. All right?
Yeah. If you
So-
have it, why leave it?
Exactly. So,
You used to go to Maine sometimes.
yes, I did. Yep.
I think COVID ended that for you, didn't it?
Yes, it
Strike
did.
three.
Yeah, I may take a day trip up there, but my vacation this year is broken up because I'm going to be working a couple of days during that time. I start on Monday and I'll go. It'll last almost the stretch of 2 weeks, but I'll be working the TV games here, and I'll also be working. Let's see. The first day of Patriots camp is the 24th. I'll be working that, I think. So I've missed it the last few years. I said, you know what? I want to work. I want to go down there that day. So with new coach and everything else.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of news to be
Yep.
written about.
yeah. So there's 3 days during that stretch that I'll be working, but that'll be it.
So Brandon Mativier did a nice job striking out Jesse McCullough to get the first out of the inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. The count here. Check swing and
That's
he
a good
went.
pitch. Up
Yeah.
and in. He went.
Definitely.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Dante Posey down in the count. Actually, 2-2 is the count. Showing some nice stuff coming out of the bullpen is Mativier. as he throws the 2-2. Foul straight back. Challenge time down the middle.
So let's see. Tomorrow is July the 12th, right?
Right.
All right. So I'm going to count the weeks. 19th, 26th, 2nd, that's 3 weeks. 9th is 4. 5 weeks from tomorrow,
Is
the high school football teams take the field for practice.
they
5 weeks.
you talked about this before. That's later than it used to be, right?
No.
No.
No. Usually mid-August.
Okay.
The Labor Day is early this year.
Oh.
So Labor Day weekend in the past has been later, a little bit later.
Yeah.
So opening weekend actually opening weekend would be Labor Day weekend the last couple of years, but not this year. Labor Day weekend is the last weekend before the start of the regular season.
I like it better that way.
Regular season starts off on Friday, September 6th. And we'll have Bedford North at Stello Stadium.
Ooh.
And then on Saturday night, we'll have Bishop Girton against, drum roll please, Nashua South.
Wow.
So
Right out of the gate.
methinks that we'll have headsets on for part of Labor Day weekend. Oh, and that is a play you got to make.
Yeah, River lost sight of that one, or
Yep.
miscalculated underneath the light pole
Now,
first
not
base
a
side.
drop pop. So, do I call an error on that? If he had it in his glove and dropped it, yes, I would.
Yeah, he missed it.
And there
completely.
is an error called on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen that happen
Yeah,
at the
that-
major league level. No contact with the glove, but on a foul pop like that.
Yep, they've called it.
Yeah.
There was a Mets game. No, it was a Yankee game this year, just about a week ago, and the error was not called. And Michael Kay and the rest of the broadcasters were all over the official
Yeah.
score. It was on the
As
road.
they should be.
They were all over the official score, saying there's got to be an error on that play.
Sure, the pitcher loved that. After the next guy knocks a run home, it's earned instead of unearned. 0-2 is the count on Jacob Miller. You're probably used to this heat.
Ooh,
Jacksonville, and he
just
takes one inside.
Oh,
off the
that
plate.
wasn't off the plate by much.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
But
needed a little
I was
more
hoping
tail.
that you were right about anything close. The right arm goes
Yeah,
up.
that would have been one of those pitches. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it. But we're 1-2. 2-2.
Flings that one up and away. 2-2. Pace. It wasn't my fault. I didn't jinx it. I was thinking it. How fast the game was going back in the 5th inning.
But you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything. But then
All right, now
the
here's
wheels
the
started to come off.
situation where Metivier's ahead in the count 0-2, right?
Yep.
Pitch to contact Brandon. Put the ball over the plate. You don't need to try to fool anybody in a 10-1 game.
No, it's primary. Throw it in
That's
the zone.
the
There we
pitch
go.
you should have thrown on 1-2.
And that gets a appreciative point from his catcher. Way to go. That's
Brandon
it.
Metivier's got good stuff. He just hasn't had much luck a lot of times when he's come into key spots. So now basically he's pitching in these kinds of games more. But he's getting his innings in, which is still key because he's, Nicholas College can use him.
Is this at bat number 6 for Favretto, Tom?
The book and everything is all packed away, but yes, it is.
Yeah. The leadoff batter in the order,
Yep.
Tyler Favretto. They spun it 5 times. Second, I thought the runner was going to steal.
He bluffed a couple of times.
Yeah, it's 10-1. If he actually goes, that might be an issue.
Oh, I think it would be. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. He's got the oven mitt on, though.
He does.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I don't know. He's going to slide in head first on a double play ball. And it's just a habit, I guess, at this point.
10-1 game. The offense has been held to 3 hits.
Tell you what, that oven mitt, reminds me of is Shea. What's the Phillies guy that slides like a graceful athlete?
I'm not sure.
Is it Trey Turner?
Well, it might be Turner.
Turner, yeah. He uses that oven mitt, and he slides feet first, but he slides like past home plate. And as he's sliding,
he gets the hand
his
out.
Body rises. It almost looks like a magic trick.
Yep. He
and he puts the
right
hand
in
up.
Yep.
Yeah, and he touches the plate as he's standing up. And it looks like he's coming off an escalator at, at the airport. It doesn't even look like he's playing ball. He just does it so smoothly.
Well, while you're home sitting watching the Phillies, John Collins, I'm sitting watching games here. So.
Yeah, that's true. I'm flicking around.
I don't see a whole lot around. I don't have any click nights.
Yeah. By the way,
here.
we streamed the last game that we did at home, and July 4 game, and it was on 1073 on Hudson Cable, not the usual channel 22. Fisted toward the shortstop, and it's kind of a magic trick there for King, and he caught it before it hit the dirt. So it's out number 3.
So zero put up by Mativier. He's the only reliever, I think, to do it. He is. He's the only reliever to put up a 0.
Wow. So it's worth sticking around, you saying?
No, I mean, it's good for him.
Yeah, it is
good for him.
Yeah, maybe we'll put him up there earlier in the game now. You earned it.
Yeah, that's you got to like that.
That's what you need, right?
Right. You need zeros. That's what Kyle Jackson has told his bullpen over and over again. I need zeros from you because our guys will respond offensively if you support them with zeros. And they didn't do it tonight, and sure enough, the zeros are all in the bottom half.
We should add some zeros to Tim O'Neill's check for this one, Tom. That's a head nod from Tim, too.
Why?
With over 3 hours. He was here setting up for
that's true. He's here
an hour and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah, but we're
marathon.
Yeah. I'll take a couple zeros.
Add them on.
Yep.
There's no more checks. It's all direct deposit now. There's no more cash at the ballparks. Everything's digital. This and that.
I still get them checked.
And here's the one. The get off my lawn guy. Tim, what do you think? Tim, you go to the store, right? Tom, maybe you do takeout once in a great while, and they put that thing in front of you and it says tip.
Yeah, tip.
What are you gonna do? Hey, I'm just doing takeout. You're doing takeout order. You're picking up.
No, we're not.
And they put the tip down.
No, that's okay.
That was COVID that did that.
Yes, that's different.
That was different.
Because that's the only thing they do.
Yeah. Exactly. You had to help out.
You know where I'll tip when I go to the window to get something? You know where you do it? Place like Hayward's.
The big one? Hayward's?
Place like Hayward's,
yep. Hayward's ice cream.
Yep.
I agree.
Those are all college kids
Those
working.
college kids, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I throw something in there.
Yeah.
I throw, a couple pennies in there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good thought.
Yep.
Wow, it's a good night for an ice cream.
Yes, it is, and I got my Hayward stash in the freezer, but I'm probably
you did that, right?
I'm probably gonna need more. I'm
spring for the big, what's it?
No,
tubs or
the half gallons.
Half gallons?
Well, they usually have. Sometimes they have a sale where you buy one, you get one, you get half off, right?
Yeah.
So if you're buying 2, you might as well buy 4, get 2 free, right?
Get this, right? We were at I was at the fire station. The valedictorian of Alburn High School had her family threw her party.
Yep.
I don't know whether because the kids are too polite or they're nutritionally conscious or whatever.
Yeah.
They got these 3 giant tubs of ice cream, the big ones from Hayward. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
Yep.
They hardly put a dent in them. They brought them to the Hudson Fire Station and said, "Would you guys like this ice cream? Because we have nothing that we can do. We can't nowhere to store it. We can't keep it. It's just going to melt and go to waste." And it was May. We had ice cream until I think August. It was great, and it was the Hayward's ice cream.
Well, I'll tell you what. That year when I did it with the 4, and I did it at the beginning of the season, I had 4.5 gallons all the way through, and that lasted me through the summer into the fall. Into, maybe the middle of November or whatever. When I went to the doctor, cholesterol was through the roof.
Oh, yeah. That's
so that was the last time I did that, although this summer I'll probably go get a couple more because they're starting to wind down. But I only eat a spoonful, John.
That's it.
I don't eat a dish. I don't put them in a dish.
I didn't go crazy. It was all the young guys.
I just want something sweet at night, But you know what? People are learning too much about me in this game.
Oh, man. This is going on too long.
This is not good.
Yes. It's all out there now.
It's not good.
You need to get out the door to vacation before
Well, this
you
is the way it
spill
was
too
when I
many
did
beans.
this is the way it was when I did the radio show.
Oh,
ESPN New Hampshire.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for our younger fans, you don't know, but Tom King was semi-famous on TV every week when he used to work for
WNDS.
WNDS and
Yeah.
Channel 50. He was before Felger and Maz and all those guys on TV. That was a popular show.
It was.
Strike 3 calls.
It was. I did back then. All right, I did. Some of the good high school teams, and I did the Bruins home games every night, every home game. I did every Patriots home game, and I went down to Foxborough once a week. I don't know how I did it. I don't know.
No,
and I did those.
you were
I did like
busy
2 shows at NDS.
boy.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
John Collins, there's 1 out in this game. I am going to head down so I can grab Kyle Jackson before he, flies out of here.
I thought you were going to say implodes.
No, he may do that. So.
Yeah. All right, Tom, great stories. Do it again on the 24th.
All right, John Collins.
That's Tom King. Nader Wachter, the batter, has got a 2-0 count. Question is, will the Silver Knights settle for only 1 run scored tonight, or can they come up with something here against the Lake Monsters and their reliever on to pitch the 9th inning?
Now batting for UMass Lowell, the first baseman, number 33, River Hall.
Wyatt Patchett was on my roster after all. I just needed to look down to where it says outfielders. So rather than expend another pitcher's arm, head coach Matt Fincher of the Vermont Lake Monsters taps Wyatt Patchett of Lemoyne University, 6'4" right-hander, to go out and throw the final inning here. He's got a big arm. Facing River Hart, 2 balls, 1 strike the count. So an outfielder turned pitcher here for Vermont in the 9th inning, leading 10-1. Ground ball left side, high hop and through. Took a monster hop on the Lake Monster infield, and over their heads, nothing they could do. River Hart with a great topspin grounder base hit. Brady O'Brien gets to hit now with 2 on and 1 out in the 9th. It's a shame it couldn't have been maybe a closer game at this point. Hold the attention of the hometown fans. Only a smattering of loyalists remains here at Holman Stadium. The game that did start at 6 p.m. The pitch. Late swing, and it's going to find its way off of the concession stand down there on the first base side. 10 runs, 9 hits for the Lake Monsters. 1 run on 4 hits, and the 1 run for Nashua, definitely the highlight of the night. A Shane McNamara home run over the center field wall to the opposite field side. He's a left-handed batter, so it went toward the Bud Light sign out there over the billboard. I think it was in front of the billboard over the wall. Nice blast on a 1-0 pitch. The only run of the game for the Silver Knights. Again, late on the fastball. 0-2. Ground ball, shortstop, could be a double play. The second for 1, and that is the ball game. A double play, 6-4-3 ends it. Mercifully at this point, as it was not the Silver Knights' night. It was Joey Gale, 6 RBIs for the Lake Monsters, and his teammates' night to dominate. So the Silver Knights will have to bounce back as they take on Vermont in Vermont over the next 3 games. For Tim O'Neill, Dylan Smith, Dan Young, Pete Johnson, and Tom King, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching Nashua ETV's Silver Knights Baseball. Good night from Holman Stadium, everybody.